live presentation of local high school sports, made possible by our community advertising partners.
Welcome to WNKX, your home for Hickman County sports. I'm Josh Copley alongside my broadcast colleague Cameron Peters. And Cam, after an hour-long drive to Cheatham County last night, it is a blessing to be back home here in J.E. Cisco.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. Feeling a little tired today, got back a little late. Hopefully these players today were well-rested coming into this game, well-prepared, and hoping to see some good basketball.
I think we will, Cam, especially in our first match of the evening, that being the Hickman County Lady Dogs against the Harpeth Lady Indians. Of course, Harpeth comes in here tonight 10-7. The Lady Dogs come in here 12-9. So both teams above 500. Both teams in need of a district W here tonight, Cam.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. It's going to be a big W no matter what for either team. Looking to capitalize on the opportunity. Our girls are 0-2 right now, so need to step up in the district.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
So, folks, the time of invitation and national anthem have concluded, and we are just about ready for a tip-off here tonight on this Saturday evening, a very unconventional game time here tonight. But, Cam, you mentioned earlier how important it was that these players got rest after a long night last night in Cheatham County. I had a lot of people asking me, why do they wait so late to play on this Saturday night? Why don't you play at noon? Why don't you play at 2 o'clock? Get the game over with early. And I think that's exactly why, to give these players some rest, especially after last night. I cannot imagine getting home at 11, midnight, and then having to wake up bright and early and already be prepared to go to the gym to play a game without the proper rest. So I think tonight Hickman's had plenty of time to rest up, and for the Lady Dogs specifically, they are in desperate need of a victory here tonight because they have fallen 0-2 in the district. They lost 2 tough games, one to East and then one to Cheatham last night. But Cam, personally, I think those are 2 games they definitely could have won if they were playing their A game.
Yeah, Josh, they've shown that they can go out and beat any opponent if they play the game that they know how to play, right? They have a tendency to, kind of lose their way every now and then during the middle parts of the game. But if they play discipline within themselves, they absolutely won't have any trouble winning a ball game tonight. And as to your point about the rest, Josh, I say more than anything, you want to keep the game later on in the evening for the simple fact of a routine, right? These young ladies are used to playing at this time of night. When you change up the time of day that you play, it's hard to get in the mindset, hard to get in the flow. So, finding yourself in the same position that you're used to at the same time you're used to is a big a big part in comfortability and routine in playing. And I think that is another big reason why.
We're just about ready for game time, and someone you may notice is not on the floor and on the bench. She is not dressed out tonight, is young Haley Gordon. She is under concussion protocol right now. So the Lady Dogs will be without that spark plug as we are underway here in J.E. Cisco. Floyd with the ball, gives Bentley at the right wing, pulls up early. No good off the rim, but Warren gets the offensive board and dribbles it back out, looking for help in the corner. Bounce pass, King in the paint, tries to put it up. Won't find it, but she will be fouled and will go to the line here early for the Lady Dogs.
Yeah, Josh, and Harpeth came out in a 2-3. It got sucked in. Nola Kate found herself wide open for three. I love that take. I love a confident three-point take early in the game as King misses her first.
So King preparing for her second free throw. Harpeth in the blue uniforms, reminiscent of the Memphis Grizzlies uniforms. Hickman County wearing the white with the black lettering, and Delaney King sinks number 2 to give us the game's first points of the evening. Hickman leads 1-0. Harpeth now up the floor, having to contend with the Lady Dog press. John Michael Lewis, our cameraman and producer for tonight. The pass, errant, sails out of bounds into the stands, and it will be an early turnover for the Lady Indians. Hickman County with possession.
Now, Josh, Hickman County came out in a full court man-to-man. It looked pretty solid so far, but I want to see, when their legs start getting tired late in the game, how intense they can keep that up.
Chilton goes wing to Warren. Now up top, Floyd kicks to Chilton, touch pass to King, corrals the tip and gets it back out to Bentley. Now to Floyd. Floyd drives, stop, mid-range, knocks it down. And Cam, we had the privilege of speaking to Ava's dad yesterday. He made the point that she needs to learn to pull up more, take those mid-range shots instead of trying to drive in and force anything. She does just that right there. And Harpeth down the floor in a hurry, mid-range shot, no good. And knocked out of bounds by Warren. So Harpeth will maintain it, as that was Maddie Holly that went in for the attempted offensive board.
Yeah, Josh, I love that take there from Ava Floyd. I want to see that a little more often. As before you get into the trees, pull up where they can't touch it.
And a wide open pass, no good, rebounded by King. So a missed opportunity there by the Lady Indians. Now it's Bentley up the floor, gives to Chilton. Now up top, Floyd pump fakes, now dribbles in. Looks for help, bounce pass. Warren has to run it down, but can't. And that will draw the midcourt violation. So Cam, looks like Floyd needed some help right there. Just no one in the near vicinity, had to get it out some way, somehow, and it doesn't go the way of the Bulldogs this time, as it is now inbounded by Harpeth.
Yeah, Josh, you can't dribble into two defenders right there as Ava did. You got to pick that up when you drive kind of a wing area, they're going to double. So pick that up from now on.
A nice save there by Harpeth, but it goes right into the hands of Ava Floyd. Ava up the right side of the floor, at the right wing, dribbles into the paint, kicks it. Warren wide open, look, just short. Chilton gets a hand on it and secures the rebound. Warren to Floyd, corner three, no good. And King tries to get the board, can't, but it will be knocked out of bounds by the Lady Indians.
Yeah, Josh, and tonight, I think both teams are tired coming into this one, so extra chance points are going to be huge. Points inside the paint are going to be huge.
And another corner three, no good yet again by Floyd. The ball is loose on the floor, and no jump ball there. They will get King on the foul. Harpeth will take over. And Cam, you mentioned, of course, last night, wear and tear on the players, also on us as well. I'm feeling the effects of that Cheatham County drive last night. Of course, our broadcast, a little bit of a chaotic start, was unsure how the internet would hold for us here at home since it's on a Saturday. Of course, given the regulations and stuff for things to travel through internet, it can be chaotic sometimes. The pass goes out of bounds by Harpeth, and the Lady Dogs will get the possession after the turnover, 3-0. Your score here early, just under 6 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Josh, neither team looking very, good on offense right now, for lack of a better word. But thankfully, the Dogs' defense is super energetic coming out, so
and a
great
mid-range
job.
shot by Floyd is good. Floyd has that mid-range working here early. Hasn't been able to connect on a couple of her three-point attempts. But when you're making shots like that, it doesn't really matter. Harpeth now on offense. Back up top, Floyd meets the ball handler. She dribbles in, screen set. Doesn't do a whole lot there. Bounce pass. The right elbow dribbles in, has it ripped away by Chilton, and it's a loose ball. Bentley fighting for it. And the officials will call the jump. Bentley having to 1v2 a couple of Lady Indians right there and forces the jump. A possession does stay with the Indians.
Josh, this Lady Dogs defense just looks really good right now. They're really aggressive. They're jumping in passing lanes and making things happen.
And Harpeth with a three-pointer. So they finally get their first points of the evening. They now trail by 2, 5-3 your score. Bentley goes, finds Warren. Out of Floyd. Dribbles in hard, mid-range, jump stop, gets the roll.
And Josh, that was absolutely money.
And Harpeth, a miscue there, trying to inbound the ball. And it will be a turnover. And Carly Everett checking into the game for Bentley. Of course, Everett and Bentley, both key shooters on this team. Bentley has the edge in speed. Or Everett has the edge in speed, rather. And Warren from 3 knocks it down. So Chloe Warren not afraid to take any shots here early. That's her second attempt at 3. This time she gets it to go.
Yeah, Josh, and she can't be scared to take shots. All season long I've mentioned that I want to see her take a bigger role. She almost gets a steal there. Harpeth with an easy bucket inside.
That was a very nice bounce pass there. Had a lot of velo on it. 10-5 your score. Lady Dogs lead. Everett now at the right wing. Step back, gives up top to Chilton, now over to Warren. It's King, lower corner, getting double teamed, and it's turned over. Harpeth on the drive. Jump stop, pass across the way to the left wing, pull up 3, no good, but it's rebounded by Harpeth. Passed out mid-range, this one does fall. So a timeout called here by Coach Gordon. Looking to settle his girls down after what was a pretty good back-to-back offensive possession there for Harpeth.
And Josh, the biggest thing always is after a back-to-back, coming out and doing all the little things, right? I think last night doing the little things, not necessarily wrong, but just not doing them for the Lady Dogs was a part of that loss last night. Looking to this game, Harpeth has always been a team that has given Hickman County troubles. Harpeth is always coached well into doing the little things right. They don't make the small mistakes. If you're Hickman County, you have to make sure you do the little things right. That means everyone's boxing out on the defensive side, and that means everyone's in the right position defensively.
So the Lady Dogs, after the timeout, are on the offensive. Warren at the left wing. Tough pass to Floyd. Floyd floats it to King. King can't make the tough 2, but she is fouled and will go to the line for her second time on the evening. And Cam, something I've noticed here tonight, even though it is a Saturday, an awkward time for a game, we're used to those midweek games, still a good crowd here in J.E. Cisco. We know Hickman County always shows up and shows out every time the Dogs are on the floor, but Harpeth has also shown out in a great number as well.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. The Hickman County community always does such a great job of, backing up and being there for their teams, and same thing tonight, even though it's an odd time.
So King goes 1 for 2 at the stripe. Widens the lead 11-7, and she will be subbed out. Bentley back in the game. That press defense by Hickman County. Harpeth trying to counter. There at the left wing, Floyd behind her, and gives it back out up top, looking to reset. Ball at the right wing. Looked for a deep 3, but pulls it down. Dribbling around. Hickman's defense does run a tight ship. Very few holes in the armor. Looking for a pass, and Chilton knocks it away. The ball's loose. It's a mad dash, and it's picked up by Harpeth. It pulls up from 3. No good, well short. But they get the offensive rebound. A tough play by that young lady for the Lady Indians. Now from the free throw line, no good. Falls right into the hands of Ava Floyd. And the whistle blows, and I believe we heard the official say that's his timeout. So the official timeout there to allow for some substitutions, I believe.
Well, Josh, it was just Chloe and another young lady got banged up. Chloe was pretty dizzy, was just complacent on defense. So taking her out of the game just to give her a look at.
And Everett from 3, no good. Rebounded by Floyd, puts it up off the glass, too strong. Rebounded by the Lady Indians, and yes, Cam, it seems like Chloe just gets the short end of the stick when it comes to these collisions, these injuries. A very unfortunate player, but we know if anyone's tough enough on this team to be able to withstand those kind of hits, those kind of collisions, it's Chloe Warren.
Well, Josh, that just comes from being a very defensive-minded player, an effort player. You're going to get in those passing lanes, and things like that are going to happen.
So, of course, we hope Chloe's all right, and, of course, the young lady for Harpeth was also a part of that. We hope she's okay as well. So Harpeth now on offense, pump fake, pass up top, swinging it around the horn. Dribbling in high post, tries to find her man underneath, nothing there except number 30, Zoe Chilton, with the easy takeaway. Chilton driving, spin move, looking. There are 5 Indians, and she tries to put it up. Nothing there. And it will be knocked out of bounds off the hands of Chilton. So, Cam, tough break there for Zoe. I mean, I'm pretty sure all 5 players on the floor in blue were there around her.
Yeah, she just got in a space where she had lost her dribble with a bunch of people around. What do you do in that situation? You got to at least attempt to put it up. And she got blocked, but she tried to get it on the way out, touched her last.
Bounce pass out. Bentley playing some great baseline defense. And she forces her on the line. So, Cam, look at Nola Bentley. Great hustle there on that play to keep her from driving in, force her to the baseline, and then get a turnover as a result. A great play by number 21.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. It's something I've been trying to, say all year on here was, deny the baseline, deny the sidelines. She did a great job of it there.
Bentley swings to Warren. Warren dribbles in, looking for help. Looking, bounce pass to King, kicks off her shoe, I believe. And Harpeth gets the takeaway and draws the Delaney King foul. And it looks like Cam, number 10, Tinley Davis, the freshman, set to check in for the Lady Dogs the next appointed time. And she will for Delaney King. That was Delaney's second foul on the game here early in the game, so looking to keep her out of foul trouble is Coach Gordon.
Yeah, Josh, and I'm interested to see how Tinley plays today with Haley Gordon out, seeing how Tinley steps up.
Harpeth tries to find someone at the free throw line, looking for help, gives it back out up top. Swung to the right wing, dribbles in. Bentley get on defense, drives and tries to go over Warren, nothing there. She loses a handle, but they'll say it goes out on Chloe. How about Chloe Warren grabbing at her head, but already back in the game? That's the kind of toughness you just can't teach or coach, Cam.
Yeah, Josh, toughness is an underrated skill when it comes to sports, and Chloe has it.
Step back 3, no good, well off the mark. And it hits the baseline. Heads up play by Everett to not try to put her hands on the ball there as it sails past her. Some substitutions here for the Lady Indians. Just over a minute to go in our first quarter. 11-7 your score. Davis with the ball, swings it to the corner. It's Floyd. Floyd back over to Everett. Everett to Bentley. Bentley to Warren. Bounce past Davis on the baseline. Gives it back to Chloe. Quick pass to Floyd. Floyd puts it up off the glass. No good, but gets her own board. Dribbles around. Bounce passes it out to Everett. Dangerous pass, but it works out. And it's knocked out of bounds by Murphy of Harpeth.
And Josh, these Hickman County girls they don't really have a flow right now. It's been a little while since they've scored. I just want to see them take care of the basketball. They're just not doing that right now.
And a bit of a wild dribble there by Davis. The ball will hit the line, and it'll be a turnover. And a pass quickly down the floor, a bullet, but Everett knocks it loose. But she's called for a foul. Bit of a delayed call there.
And Josh, I don't know what it is right now. The Hickman County girls, the first 4 minutes of this quarter, looked very sharp on defense, giving a lot of effort. And since that point, since the halfway mark in this quarter, they've just kind of seemed to lull out. Like there's no direct purpose to anything, any decision right now. And that's got to be cleaned up, or it's going to be a tough game.
Of course, both teams over 500 for a reason. Harpeth now less than 30 seconds. Everett stands in front of the pass and knocks it loose. And there's Davis, left side of the floor, and has it knocked out of bounds. So Hickman will have a chance to reset here. Great play there. The two freshmen, Everett and Davis, making plays happen on the defensive end. Bentley to inbound it from the far sideline in front of the hometown fans. Floyd now, 15 seconds. Looking to run down as much clock as possible. Everett to Warren in the corner, back up to Floyd. Corner, Everett pulls up from deep, no good. Davis gets the rebound. Looking for help, Warren, Everett can't get a shot off. And that brings us to the end of the first quarter. A first quarter that started off kind of hot for the Lady Dogs, but they quickly cooled off. Attribute that to fatigue, whatever you will. But all the same, 3 quarters remain here in J.E. Cisco. We'll be right back.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And welcome back to WNKX. The second quarter of play here in J.E. Cisco is underway as Chilton inbounds into Floyd. And folks, we appreciate you tuning in via YouTube here tonight. We hope you have subscribed to the channel so that way you can be notified anytime we go live. And a great pass, Floyd to Chilton. Oh, what a play all around. Bentley threads the needle to Floyd. Floyd quickly touches it to Chilton, and Chilton able to cap it off. A great sequence there by the Lady Dogs to go up 13-7.
And Josh, this Harpeth 2-3 zone has been overplaying on the backside a lot. There you see them underplay, and as number 2 from Harpeth buries one from deep.
A wide open look there for the Indians, and they make Hickman County pay for it. But they still trail by 3. Lady Dogs looking to go back to work. Everett up top, Warren. Everett finds it back in her hands. Nice bounce pass to Chilton off the glass. Gets it to go, but she's called for the walk. So the shot will not count, and Harpeth will have possession. Hickman County, of course, still playing the press defense, not giving them any room to breathe, as they've already forced several turnovers already.
Yeah, Josh, but right now the press isn't intense enough for me. They're not picking up their person as soon as the ball goes up. They either have to pick up the intensity or Coach Gordon needs to switch things up. It is tough to press in back-to-back nights.
And Floyd gets in front of the pass but can't steal it. Harpeth step back mid-range off the glass, no good. And a couple of bodies fly in for the rebound from both sides, and it's Hickman County. Nola Bentley that comes up with it. Floyd to Everett. Dribbles in, mid-range, tries to put it up. And she's fouled and will go to the line. And Cam, in these kind of games where you're playing back-to-back after a long road trip, do you think we see a lot more players that we haven't seen in the past utilized here tonight, or at least players getting more minutes like Tinley Davis to try to give your tired bodies some rest, try to rotate as much as you can? Or do you just stick with your 5, you stay tried and true, and trust them to play through the fatigue?
I think you got to stick with your guns. At this point, you know, you're trusting them. At this point in the season, if you can't trust them to go out there a little tired and play basketball, then you're in a bad spot as a coach. I'm trusting my girls if I'm him.
The shot by Harpeth is no good, picked up by Warren. Warren will take it herself down the floor in a hurry, so fast. And Everett from the corner buries the 3.
Yeah, Josh, you know, we've missed, I believe, 5 in a row, maybe 6 in a row from deep. That's a big, big shot right there.
A Harpeth wide open 3 in the corner. Shot won't go, and Everett tips it out to Floyd. Ava on the drive. Jump stop mid-range, no good off the rim. Picked up by Harpeth. But Cam, we've definitely seen a new strategy implemented by Floyd. She has tried so many more jump stop mid-range shots than we're used to seeing in the past, or at least the last few games where she's been trying to drive in. Maybe a little overly aggressive has she been these last few games, but tonight definitely taking a new approach, and it's been working pretty well for her so far. Of course, a few missed shots, but that's bound to happen.
Yeah, Josh, I don't know that I would call it over-aggressive, but I would call what she's doing now more disciplined, right? Understanding your height, where you're driving into, what kind of defense you're driving in. I guess as a shot from her from deep, and buries it.
Splashes the three, her first three of the game, and a timeout has to be called by Harpeth as Hickman goes on a phenomenal run to make it 21-10 with 5:10 left in the first half.
And Josh, you know, if I'm Coach Gordon, I'm doing when I'm going out and trying to make my offense do right here is the first thing you look for is Zoe or Delaney for that catch inside, one dribble up for a layup, right? The second option is me shooting from deep because the zone that Harpeth has been playing has been very tight where you can't get a lot of driving lanes, right? So the couple of driving lanes that Ava got early in the game are no longer there. Harpeth has adjusted. What do? Now you have to prioritize getting the ball inside with passing and getting open shots on the outside by moving the ball quickly around the perimeter.
Harpeth inbounds following the timeout. Hickman County still playing this fast running gun defense, pressing. Now Harpeth gets it across the midcourt line. Finally dishes to the right, goes across the way. It's Corral, dribbles in towards the baseline. Everett playing tough defense. The shot, no good. Picked up by Everett. Down the floor, finds Warren up the right side. Bounce pass, Floyd. Pump fakes and dribbles it back around the arc. Gives Bentley from three. Splash from the senior. Nola's first shot of the game.
And Josh, we have got to keep doing that. Again, we just opened that zone back up even more. Continue to do that, and you might even force them out of the zone because we win if it's man-to-man.
Harpeth moving it down the floor in a hurry, but now has to dish it back out. And Cam, I gotta say, Nola Bentley might have one of the prettiest shots in the game today. Cam, watching that arc, a thing of beauty. Harpeth just having to slow things down. They can't go high tempo against this defense. Just slowly working it around. Now bounce pass underneath, looking for help. Dribbles in, no, takes it herself, and it's denied, and she takes a tumble.
Josh, Hickman County tonight has done something a lot better than they have, especially last night. There's a lot more help defense tonight, right? It's people behind, you know, underneath the goal, ready for a pass down low. You know, both teams were not great at that last night. The girls, especially early in the game, remember they were getting those balls thrown on the back side of the defense for open layups against Cheatham early in the game. And so tonight, a really good defensive adjustment by these young ladies.
That was Brooklyn Mangrum that took the fall earlier. The foul was called on Chloe Warren. And Mangrum misses free throw number one, a substitution in now for Harpeth. Free throw number two on the way. And that one also no good, rebounded by King. And Cam, really, you have to feel for Mangrum a little bit. Taking a fall like that and then immediately having to shoot some free throws can't be easy. And Harpeth forces the turnover on Floyd. Pass tipped away and falls right into the hands of a Harpeth player. And a walk is called, Cam. Attribute that walk probably to her not expecting to have the ball fall in her hands. It was tipped around like pinball, and it just so happened to find a blue jersey.
Yeah, Josh, totally reasonable for that there. But it's a good job by the Hickman County defense to be able to be in those passing lanes that well.
And Everett lost a handle, and it goes out of bounds. And Cam, that was something that we've seen quite a bit of yesterday from Carly Everett. Of course, she's young. Just some rookie mistakes, I think. Just losing handle on the ball, having it go out of bounds. Of course, that's something I'm expecting her to tighten up a little bit in games going forward.
I think it stems from trying to do something with it before you have it in your hand. A lot of times, you can't do anything if you don't have the ball in your hand, right? You know what you want to do, but it doesn't matter what you want to do if you don't have it.
Harpeth moving around, pass in the paint, not off the glass, but it rattles around. No good. Rebounded by Bentley. Bentley finds Floyd. Floyd back to Warren. Now to Bentley, another open look. High arcing shot, and it doesn't touch the rim. What a shot by Bentley. Her second three of the game, and she is feeling it. Back-to-back threes, back-to-back makes.
And Josh, you know, when you see her knocked down too, that means get her the ball, whatever you do.
And a walk is called. So 27-10 your score after the Nola Bentley three, and Hickman will get the ball right back. And Warren goes around to the right and finds Floyd again on the left side of the floor. Tries to fit it back into Warren. No one there except the blue jersey. Up the floor, finds someone in the paint, but it gets away from her. And Bentley tries to rip it away, and she'll force the jump. She does force the jump. I don't know, it looks like one official was pointing one way, one official had the jump signal indicated. Either way, it's Harpeth ball. Harpeth inbound. Goes out to the left wing, dribbles in mid-range, no good. It's rebounded by the Indians. Up top, wide open three, line drive shot, and it falls. So Cam, that's the duality of these two teams. You see Bentley take a shot, high arcing shot that grazes the ceiling. That shot right there, a missile on a rope to the basket.
Yeah, it looked like prime J.R. Smith, if you'll remember back in the days when he played on the Denver Nuggets and they had those baby blue jerseys. It looked like he was just baseball throwing it in there. But hey, if it works, if the ball's going in, why in the world would you change it?
That's a good point, Cam. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We have just over 2 minutes to play here in this first half, 2:05 to be exact. Once again, a special thank you to John Michael Lewis, our reliable producer and cameraman, especially when we're at home. He always does such a great job. Bentley inbounds to King, now to Everett. Met by a few Harpeth defenders, and Everett looking for help, finds Bentley. Now to Floyd at the free throw line. Kicks out to Warren. Now to Bentley. Can't leave her open. Misses the shot. Everett tries to save it, but can't. So Cam, a miss there by Bentley, but of course you love the look. I mean, she's been feeling it so far here tonight, so why not keep feeding her?
Well, Josh, you know, in the words of Tim Puckett, shoot or shoot. So she just needs to put that one behind her, keep shooting.
Harpeth up the floor. Now to the corner. Not a lot of movement here by the Harpeth team. They're trying to drive in, but can't. Step back. Great defense there by Bentley. Bounce pass off the foot of Chloe Warren. They'll get the kickball violation, and Tinley Davis is checking back in for Bentley. Davis, of course, brings a lot of speed to the team. Harpeth dribbles in, tries to go, layup, no good. The right to an Indian also kicks off, no good. Rebounded by Warren. So two wild shots there attempted by Harpeth. Everett has it batted down, but she regains it and dribbles into the baseline and tries to find Davis, but it's knocked out of bounds by Holly.
And Josh, you know, I love that Carly Everett is more confident putting the ball on the floor. But just like last night, knowing when to do that is a big thing.
And Davis, open three, no good. And it's rebounded by Harpeth. So the freshman definitely not holding anything back, taking the open looks that she's given. Tough pass, no one there. Goes right to Chloe Warren. 40 seconds to go in this first half. Warren to Floyd. Floyd pulls up, contested three, doesn't matter. That's Ava's second three of the game. Makes it 30-13. Hickman leads. 30 seconds to go in the first half. Harpeth bleeding some clock, wanting to end the half with some points, some much-needed points as they trail by 17. Bounce pass, right elbow, dribbles in mid-range, no good, rebounded by Floyd. 4 seconds. Ava's up the floor quick. Jump stop, puts it up, no good. Not a bad looking shot there, Cam, considering where she shot it from, but it won't fall, and that brings us to the end of the first half. Your score, Hickman County 30, Harpeth 13. One half remains to decide a winner in this district matchup. We'll be right back after this intermission.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately for this halftime break, we don't have a dance team like we had at Cheatham County. I still have to give them props, Cam. That was such an awesome performance those students had down there.
Yeah, it was awesome. I enjoyed every second of it. And they got the 2 teachers involved as well. A little gasolina.
An awesome performance all around. But speaking of awesome performances, Hickman County finds themselves up by 17 as we're about to begin the second half of play here in just under 2 minutes. And Cam, I think we knew the Lady Dogs could come out here and take care of business and beat Harpeth, but I'm not sure how many were expecting them to be up by this margin by the first half.
Yeah, Josh, I wasn't, to be honest with you. I thought they were going to come out a little less intense than they have. But, you know, if I'm Coach Gordon, I'm letting the offense be the offense, whatever. I'm telling them this half, if you do not dedicate this half to the most intense defense you can, then that's not good enough for this game. You know, that's something Harpeth does not have the best shot creators, shot takers, shot makers, right? So when they have that, you have got to force them to have an awful day. Just make their day miserable. Make their Saturday feel wasted, and so they don't go into school Monday rested, you know? Make them have a rough weekend, and that's what I want them to do right here.
Absolutely, Cam, and I think, as we mentioned at the start of the broadcast, both teams out here looking for their first district win of the season. And so far, it looks like the Lady Dogs simply want it more. But, of course, still a whole half to play. And as we know, a lot can happen in a half of basketball. And if Hickman County takes their foot off the gas even for a second, they could find themselves on the receiving end of a nasty comeback. So we are about to be underway here with second half action. Once again, we thank you for joining us on YouTube here tonight on this Saturday evening in Centerville. And we are underway. Bentley at the left wing. Tough, nice pass to King. Off the glass, can't cap it off. But still a nice play anyway by the Lady Dogs to set up that opportunity. So Harpeth now in the paint, but met by King. Tries to go over to Laney, not happening. And Floyd picks it up. Some nice moves by Ava, trying to create some separation to get the ball down the floor. And hands over to Chilton. Pump fakes, goes over to Bentley. Bentley to the corner, on the money. And Floyd knocks down the three. And Cam, what was the official signal right there?
A child had a toy fall onto the floor. The game had to be stopped because of it.
So an unfortunate break there for the Lady Dogs, and Bentley gives to Chilton. Chilton pulls up from three, no good. Warren flies in the rebound, goes up, no good. Picked up by Harpeth. So Cam, what turned into a three-pointer, one toy away, and now they have no points on the possession. And
one toy away.
And now Harpeth is driving down the floor. And it's picked up by King, the turnover. King down the floor looking for help and finds Chilton. So nice job there defensively by Delaney King. Warren at the right wing. Dribbles left. Gives over to Chilton. Swings. Corner. Floyd from three. Good! Slava Floyd, the one who had that three taken away from her earlier, puts it right back on the score sheet with that corner three on the left side.
And a good job there by Zoe Chilton to make the one extra pass to Ava Floyd, who knocked down 2 threes right at the end of the half.
And a nice move there by the young lady from Harpeth as she goes into the paint. Little floater there, and Warren is called for the double dribble.
And Josh, again, it is the little things. We need to get to doing the little things right every single time. There's been a couple of mishaps, and that's what's going to take for us to make mistakes for Harpeth to get in this game.
And the three-point attempt there by the Lady Indians rattles in and out, and King again picks up another board. Hickman down the floor. Chilton at the left wing. Gives to Warren. Chilton wide open look from the left wing. Can't get it to fall, but King gets the rebound out to Warren. Now Floyd, contested three, no good. And Bentley tries to pick up the rebound, goes over the top, and she'll be called for the foul. Harpeth will take over. But Cam, some good shots there by the Lady Dogs. Didn't fall, but you love getting those open looks. That's a result of some good passing and some good team play. Carly Everett checks in for Zoe Chilton. Harpeth down the floor, and Everett knocks it away, but Harpeth able to recover. Given goes across the way to that right wing, a favorite play of Harpeth. Spin move in the paint, left-handed hook shot, no good, but she's fouled. Looked like a little Kareem sky hook there, Cam.
Bailed her out right there. She had a bond of $500,000, and he just gave it to her. Ugh.
And the free throw is good. Make it 33-16. And number 2 rattles in and out. It's like my favorite West Coast burger establishment. Everett chucks it. Wide open Floyd. Off the glass, gets 2.
And Josh, underrated difficult shot to make is a wide open layup. Those will freak you out.
And Bentley almost forces the turnover. But she does get the ball to roll to the sideline. Last touch by Harpeth. So some great hustle being shown by Bentley here tonight.
Yeah, Josh, and things started changing when they started going all out. I love it.
And Everett gets swarmed, but gets it to Bentley. Corner, Floyd wide open, no good. Everett, rebound, put back, no good, but King flies in. Nola, open 3, no good, too strong off the back of the rim. But King secures another one, drives in, off the glass, and gets the 2. Some physical dominance on display by Delaney King.
Yeah, great job by Delaney to recognize her girl overplayed on the first dribble and to continue to drive in.
Bounce pass, King being disruptive, ball on the floor, and Everett and Warren both dive on the ground to force a jump ball. Almost like they were diving on a grenade in warfare, Cam.
A little scene at a Hacksaw Ridge. No, wait, no. Saving Private Ryan. Dang it. Wrong reference.
It's a war movie of some kind. A timeout is called on the floor. 37-16 your score. Your Lady Dogs in the lead. So, Cam, I think Hickman County's come out looking pretty good so far in the second half.
Yeah, Josh, I would say so. First minute and a half, a little shaky. Something clicked. They started diving on the ground, making plays happen. So, good to see them lock back in on effort and energy. And they've looked good so far, Josh. If I'm Coach Gordon, I'm focusing on trying to push the ball down the floor. That's something we haven't done a lot of this game. When you're tired, that's not something you really prioritize because you don't want to wear yourself out. But in this situation, Harpeth is looking exhausted. The girls that have been in, there's not a lot of rotation for them. If I'm Coach Gordon, I'm going to start rotating quicker and more often, but I'm going to see how hard I can run them.
And that has been a strength of this Lady Dog team, being able to go to 100 miles an hour for such a long period of time. And Harpeth here to inbound. Coming out of this timeout, mid-range shot, no good, rebounded by Everett. So Everett down the floor, chucks it, finds Floyd, drives off the glass, gets it to fall, and 1 for Ava Floyd.
And Josh, we see there, and Ava in the first half took a lot of mid-range shots. Right there, she took it all the way to the rim. She recognized that the girl she was going up to, she could handle height-wise. That was a good recognition of what she was doing of her opponent. Great job there by that young lady.
Harpeth trying to drive to answer back, down 40-16. Hickman County has been dominant thus far. Harpeth gives to the right wing. Right side of the paint, chucks it up. No good, but she's called for a foul yet again, Cam. These last couple of fouls called on Harpeth have come on shots where really they don't look like natural takes. Forced takes almost is what I'd call them.
Yeah, she got herself into a situation. Delaney King was swiping down at the right time when she decided to go up. Is it a foul? 100% yes, but it's just tough for that one to be called a foul because of the awkward shot. Like, you're just not expecting them to shoot when they have that position.
And King checks out. That was her 3rd foul in the game. Tinley Davis, oh my goodness. Like a Jenga tower. Multiple players hit the floor. Oh my goodness, Cam, I've never seen anything quite like that. A whistle is blown. My goodness, I hope everyone's all right down there. And I believe they will get, yes, Harpeth.
So
commits the foul, number 13.
Either Chloe or Nola Kate fell. The other two fell with her, and then there's just a rebound that hit the floor. So
and
interesting.
Floyd drives down the left side, hands off to Bentley, goes out to Warren. Warren gives to Davis. Bentley corrals the tips pass and gives it back up top to Everett, who drives, gives. Warren from three, no good. Rebounded by
But
Murphy.
I love seeing her shoot that shot. I want her to keep shooting that shot. I want her to shoot with confidence because when she is a valuable piece of the offense, this Hickman County team is tough.
Harpeth drives in the paint, just shy of the free throw stripe, and gets it to fall for two. 40-18 your score. Lady Dogs lead by 22. Oh, Hickman down the floor. Warren just drives, gives it to Floyd. Open three, good. Such a fluent shot does Ava have. And Cam, I barely saw the net move at all on that shot. It was beautiful.
Yeah, Josh, and that means she's shooting it well. That means get the ball in her hands.
Bentley and Floyd both shooting well from beyond the arc. Mid-range shot again falls for Harpeth, and a timeout is called. So Cam, although they trail by 23 points, Harpeth is starting to get some of these mid-range shots to fall that they weren't getting earlier in the game.
Yeah, Josh, and that comes from overplaying on the front half of our press. So when you're playing a man-to-man press and someone steps up to help, that can often leave the backside open. We are recovering in enough time to not give up a layup, but that pass-out mid-range shot has been there. So when we – and the biggest thing is when they take the ball out, we're slow to react on defense. And so they get the ball in really easily. The point of a man-to-man zone is to try to get them to make a turnover as far up on your side of the court as possible. And they're not really doing that right now because they're not just picking that up. So if I'm Coach Gordon, I'm saying one of two things. I'm either going to say, hey, we're going to switch out of this press. We're up 21. I want you to play good, solid defense. Or second option is, hey, we got to pick things up. Great, you scored a point. Go play defense, right? There's two sides of this ball game. Defense, offense. Go play both.
And it has impressed me, the fire this defense has been playing with, even without spark plug defender Haley Gordon, who, as we mentioned earlier, dealing with the concussion from last night's game. Floyd at the left wing dribbles and gives. Bentley from three, too strong. Snagged by Everett. Everett tries off the glass, high off the glass, no good. Finally corralled by the Indians. Now they're forcing it down the floor. King looking to check back in here soon. Next time they're subs. Ball in the paint, three. Lady Dog defender, shot no good. Rebounded by Bentley. Nice job of boxing out, using your numbers. And Warren down the floor finds Davis. Gets the two to go. Tinley Davis, his first bucket of the game.
Josh, great job by Tinley there, gathering herself before she went up for that shot. Not an easy thing to do.
And Warren tries to come from behind to knock it loose. A little too much contact there. I like the idea from Chloe Warren. The offensive player definitely had no idea she was coming up behind her, but that's the risk you take, and King and Chilton back into the game for Bentley and Warren.
You know, Josh, a lot of bad things in sports happen off of good ideas. That's just the way it goes.
So Harpeth with the ball, dribbling in, gives it back out up top. 2 minutes left to play now in this third quarter. Bounce pass, left elbow. Tries to find her man, but it's tipped away by King. King gives to Everett. Everett down the floor to Davis. It's a one-on-one. Off the glass and one for the freshman. Tinley Davis, her second made bucket in the span of 60 seconds. And she will go to the line with a chance to complete the three-point play.
And Josh, that's a tough finish there for the freshman, getting a big bump. She was going out of bounds in the air when she let that go. That was a great job staying with it.
And we know how athletic Davis is. We know she's very capable of making those tough plays, and that's just another example right there. And now she's at the free throw stripe. And it's good. Great spin there on the shot. Davis, his 5th point of the game, makes your score 48-21. Hickman leads. And Cam, I do want to clarify something. I believe I misspoke earlier when I was giving the record of the Lady Indians. They are not 10-7. That is the boys of Harpeth. That is 10-7. The Lady Indians tonight enter in 4-14. So they've been struggling this year. You know, when you see the same schools side by side, you get those numbers all backwards. So I do want to confirm that and make that right here tonight. I don't want to misinform anyone who might be tuning in tonight. And the free throw falls. And the whistle blows, and Harpeth draws another foul. I got Carly Everett there, her 2nd foul of the game. So back to the line goes Harpeth.
Josh, that was just an odd foul. I don't know. She didn't get pushed from behind, fell down. Coach Gordon and I have the same look, just hands out, huh?
But Harpeth unable to capitalize on the peculiar foul, and Everett, the one who committed it, has the rebound up the floor. Jump stop, bounce pass, Davis, mid-range, can't get it to go. Picked up by Harpeth. Down the floor, looking, gives back out. Deep 3 attempted, high arcing shot, no good. Falls well short on the air ball. So Everett up the floor. Everett stands at the logo, met by a defender. Gives over to Hassel, who's checked into the game. Of course, another freshman player. Floyd dribbles in, gives out Davis from 3. Oh, no good. Tough break, and you heard the collective sigh from the fans here. They thought that was online, but the rim not doing Davis any favors here.
Yeah, Josh, I love Tinley Davis just ripping off shots while she's got a chance on the floor.
An offensive foul called there, Cam, is probably as blatant as you'll see. An elbow flies out there, so Floyd able to draw it.
And Ava's been dealing with that all game long. That young lady, when they've been matched up, I have seen her do that multiple times throughout the game. I've seen Ava get visibly frustrated with that, but, you know, good job on her, staying calm, finally getting that foul drawn.
So now Floyd on the left side of the floor, 10 seconds to go at the left wing. Gives it, Everett, pump fakes, dribbles in, and called for the walk. So with 5.5 seconds remaining, Harpeth going to look to get something going in a hurry. It's inbounded. Tries to cross over Everett, spin move, 2 seconds. And Everett disrupts her. So Hickman County does a great job on defense to prevent Harpeth from getting any end of quarter points. And at the end of 3, Hickman County 48, Harpeth 23. 1 quarter left to decide a winner. We'll be right back.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
Your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And welcome back to J.E. Cisco. We are through 3 quarters of action here in Centerville. Hickman 48, Harpeth 23. And Hickman County will start this quarter off with the ball as they look to widen this lead even further against the 4-14 Indians. Hickman looking to improve to 13-9 and get their first district win of the season. Oh, a tough pass from Bentley to King, and it's taken away by Harpeth. So Harpeth taking their time, setting up the offense. Screen set, dribbles right. Bounce pass, back cut, off the glass and in. A nice play design there by Harpeth, Cam.
Yeah, Josh, that was a really tough play, a really good set drawn up there by Harpeth.
So Hickman County back on the offensive. Screen by King. Floyd drives. Nice step off the glass. Can't get it to go. King tries to get the rebound but can't. Harpeth recovers. Looking to get some points. From the free throw stripe. No good. Well short. Rebounded by Warren. Warren looking for help. Gives to Floyd. And Floyd finds Bentley. Bentley getting swarmed and gets it to Chloe.
Great job there by Nola to handle that pressure that just swarmed her right there.
And Floyd, deep three.
Josh, she's feeling it. She's feeling it, Josh. I love it.
Ava Floyd pulls up from the parking lot and nets another 3 on the day. 51-25 now. 26-point game. Bounce pass, another back cut, reverse layup. Doesn't fall. Does draw the foul. And Cam, I know we're the Hickman County broadcast team, but if that would have fallen, that would have been a very pretty play by Harpeth.
Yeah, that would have been tough, Josh. But either way, she gets fouled going to the line.
And that line drive shooting style from Erin Murphy sinks her first free throw. Number 2 falls as well. So 51-27 now, Bulldogs lead. Chilton at the right wing. Floyd sneaks out, dribbles to her left, corner, Bentley gives up top to Warren. Dribbles in hard, past the free throw stripe, goes up, won't get it, but King gets the recovery and puts it up and in for another bucket.
Yeah, great job there by Delaney to stay with that, to just see ball instead of looking at the rim. A lot of times, young rebounders struggle with just turning and looking at the rim instead of watching the ball the whole way. Great job there by her to do that.
Drives in. Bentley tries to force the jump, but Harpeth able to get it back out beyond the perimeter. Chilton being the ball handler at the right wing. Now back up top. Hickman has forced Harpeth so many times to slow down their offense, Cam, and that is just that suffocating defense that we're used to seeing. And a kickball violation is called on the Lady Dogs.
I didn't know Will McDonald was out here.
It's a good callback. Cam Will had maybe, 3 or 4 kickball violations?
He had 4, and he told me that the guys on the sidelines were like, oh, what are we playing, soccer here? He did it so much. He just found it really important to tell me that.
Of course, Will, a former soccer player. Pass to the paint. Chilton gets a hand on it and disrupts it. You go across the way from left corner to right wing. Harpeth up top. Ball handler loses control of it a little bit. Looking for help. Tries to find the cut. And nice job by Chilton to get a hand on it, to rip it away, and it goes off the leg of the Harpeth offensive player. Hickman will take over.
Now, Josh, something I have noticed late in this game is the help side defense that was so intense in the third quarter and the end of the second has been falling behind. You know, that, which I get it. They're exhausted. It's a back-to-back, but you gotta make sure you're in help side.
Hands off Floyd, top of the key. No good, rattles in and out, but Chilton, tough rebound, has it ripped away from her, and a jump ball will be called. So Cam, tough rebound there by Chilton there, surrounded by a couple Harpeth defenders. Of course, the jump ball doesn't go Hickman's way, but you love the effort given either way by Zoe Chilton.
Yeah, and when you're that swarmed, the best thing to do instead of trying to continue to go in is take one dribble out, evaluate where you're at. If you can take the jump shot, take the jump shot. If not, swing it back out.
Harpeth on offense tries to find in the paint, and perfect pinpoint pass to the shot, well defended. And Floyd, right side of the floor. And they'll say her foot hits the sideline, well defended by the Indians. Not giving Floyd any room to breathe, which is something you can't do.
Yeah, and Ava's got to recognize, hey, she's probably going to beat me to the sideline. Let me make a move to go back towards the middle. My thing is a lot of times when you're dribbling the ball, you don't want to go up the sideline. You want to stay toward the middle. When I was running down the floor, I always try to go middle with my dribble to have more space in case I get trapped.
Right wing to left wing pass by Harpeth. Now to the corner. Pump fake on Bentley. Goes up. Shot too strong. Picked up by Floyd. Rips it away. Now pushes it down the floor. The pass too strong. Okay, and we know Chloe Warren fleet-footed, but she's not the Flash. Is that pass just a little too far out ahead of her?
Yeah, Ava put some oomph on that one, as they say.
And Bentley, Warren, and Chilton subbing out. And some freshmen now getting some play time. Aubrey Anderson has checked into the game. Tinley Davis out there as well with Carly Everett. 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and a senior for the Lady Dogs on the floor. The ball gets away on the floor. It's a mad dash. And a jump ball is forced. And Cam, that's what I love to see right there by number 33, the freshman Aubrey Anderson. That ball's on the floor, no hesitation. She went right on the floor, looking to corral the ball and forced us to jump. Great play, great hustle play that I know Coach Gordon loves to see. And he keeps that in the back of his mind going forward when it comes to players he's keeping an eye on.
Yeah, Josh, and it shouldn't be a hesitation for anybody to jump on that floor.
Anderson loses control. Harpeth on the drive. Davis playing defense in the paint. But she goes up and over for a 2-point Harpeth bucket. So 53-29 your score. Bulldogs lead. Davis in the corner, just shy of the 3-point line. Shot no good. Picked up by the Indians. Just under 3 minutes to play. Down the floor, driving. Layup is good. So a couple of quick strike buckets for the Lady Indians here. Of course, they still trail by a fair margin. Floyd goes left, and she's fouled. So Hickman will be forced to inbound from that sideline in front of the hometown faithful. Looks like Aubrey Anderson will be the one inbounding it for the Lady Dogs. She finds Davis up top near the logo, gives to Floyd. Floyd dribbles in left. Tough bounce pass, finds Kitty Bates, who's in the game now. The ball gets away, but Bates recovers it, looking for help, but she's called for the walk. Cam, it's just so hard to find your balance. You know you have players bearing down on you. A very nice effort play by Bates, but of course still results in the turnover. But if you're Coach Gordon, you're just looking at how much your girls care, how much they actually, how much effort they give on the floor, and she was giving that 100% right there.
Yeah, Josh, you know, when you're a freshman or just a young player and you get in they call it garbage time at the end of the game, you have got to take advantage of that as much as you possibly can.
Everett finds Anderson, who goes up, and she is fouled, and that will send number 33 to the line. And that was a physical play right there.
Absolutely. These freshmen are coming in. Early in the season when we saw them, they looked like, oh my gosh, oh my word, what's going to happen? The longer it has gone on, they look calmer and calmer and calmer, and it is such a good sign because a lot of times, you know, Hickman County does not have a huge team, right? So that gives these young players to get these opportunities, which is so big for them, and I love seeing these girls take the challenge head on.
The second free throw, no good. Anderson hustles to get the board, but can't. But she goes 1 for 2 there from the stripe. Nets her first point of the game. Harpeth now. Deep three from the left wing, no good. But they get the offensive rebound. Now to the corner. And by Anderson. A nice job by Davis to cut off the pass and get the turnover. Down the right side of the floor. Finds Hassel. Passes it back out, but it goes off the hands of Anderson and Harpeth now on the break. But Hickman hustles down. Deep two, no good. Picked up by Everett. And Everett lets it fly, and it's taken away. So Cam, these freshmen flying all around the court.
You know, as a coach, oh my word, as a crazy and one.
And Bates takes a tumble. And Cam, Bates has taken a couple of tough falls here in this game. Anderson will be inbounding. Waiting for the official ruling here. I guess the timeout is called. So during this timeout break, I want to say what I iterated many times last night, and that is we will be exclusively streaming on Facebook on YouTube rather, for the foreseeable future. So if you're tuning in on YouTube tonight and you have a friend that's been wanting to check out Hickman County sports, we encourage you to lead them to the channel that you're watching on right now. We encourage you to subscribe, tell your friends to subscribe, so you can stay up on all the action that's taking place here at Hickman County High School. Of course, our broadcast back in living color here tonight. We have our camera involved. We couldn't last night. We were audio only. And Cam, it feels good to have the camera back so the viewers, whenever we misspeak, they can see the action for themselves.
Yeah, Josh, you know, we're learning. There's definitely a learning curve to this, but good to have cameras as a backup. We can't use an excuse, you know. We're not using it as an excuse, but it's a good backup to have in case some tomfoolery goes on.
And speaking of tomfoolery, the referees will say that was Hickman County's ball, so Harpeth was the one that committed the foul. Hassel, nice bounce pass. Bates goes up, can't get it, but she's fouled. So just over 60 seconds remain in this contest that will result in a Hickman County victory as they lead by 21 points right now. But Bates at the line with a chance to widen. Bates high arcing shot, can't get it to go. And Bates can't get the second. Harpeth picks it up, but it goes out of bounds. So Hickman County will maintain possession.
Yeah, and a good job by Carly Everett right there to continue with the play, swipe down on that ball and get the turnover from Harpeth.
Harpeth now takes it back up the floor, met by Everett at midcourt. We're now under a minute to play. Right wing. Just shoots it over Bates, nothing there, and Everett wasn't ready for that one. Harpeth drives in again, no good, and Bates comes in to try to rip it away, but a foul is called.
Josh, you know, I love the intensity they're playing with, these young ladies. It's not the cleanest game, but they're learning. That's why they're freshmen, that's why they're young. They have to learn from this, the opportunities they have. So
drives in, no good, but another foul is called. I'll send Jalen Murphy to the free throw line. 31 seconds now. Free throw number one is good. And Cam, what I think Coach Gordon has to love about his freshmen, free throw number two is no good, rebounded by Davis, but what Coach Gordon has to love about his freshmen is that they will play until the clock strikes zero. Right, there is no lack of hustle, there is no lack of effort. They're going pedal to the metal until the game ends. And whenever you usually see these late game fouls committed by a team up big, you think, well, wouldn't you usually play more cautious, play more safe, even if you forfeit some easy buckets? But if you're Hickman County, if you're the freshman, you don't learn that way, playing anything less than 100%.
Yeah, Josh.
Drive off the glass, no good, rebounded by Bates.
I will always say these girls, no matter what time of the game they're in and no matter what the lead is, they have the right to play basketball. Play as intense as you can. Take every moment you can, because guess what? You're not always going to have basketball, so soak up every chance you can.
Harpeth down the floor looking. Shot is up, no good. But yet another foul is called with 5 seconds to go. They'll get Tinley Davis on the foul. And Cam, we've seen some pretty respectable minutes here by Tinley Davis, just her first foul of the game.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, she has played so well. She's been so impressive to me, how calm she has stayed, how well in the groove she is. She's probably got, 5 to 7 tonight? So great job of that young lady, being confident in herself and taking shots, making shots, and trusting herself.
And the horn will sound, and that will bring us to the end of our game here tonight, the end of our first game here tonight. Hickman County wins by a score of 54-34 over their district opponent, the Harpeth Lady Indians. And it was a huge bounce-back win for the Hickman County Lady Dogs, which saw several good performances tonight, Cam. We saw Ava Floyd put up 26 points, Nola Bentley a couple threes on the game. We saw Chloe Warren make a 3 on the game. Now we know Chloe, when she drives in, she's great at making space, dishing it out to her teammates. So we may not see her put up a lot of points, but that doesn't mean she isn't serving a vital role in this Hickman County offense. Zoe Chilton picks up a bucket on the day. Aubrey Anderson had 1 point when she came in at the free throw line, and Delaney King had 6. Everett had 5. Davis had 5.
We want to recognize one of our own Hickman County Bulldogs. Tonight we want to recognize senior Elijah Puckett. Last night he
And
scored
Cam,
his
Delaney
1,000th
King
point
had such a
against
great
Cheatham
performance
County.
tonight.
So everyone,
She may have only had 6 points, but she was a force in the paint on defense and on offense.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. Absolutely incredible tonight. All on both sides of the ball. Picked it up and was super effective.
And so as the game has concluded, of course, the fans on their feet applauding number 12, the senior of the Hickman County boys, Elisha Puckett, who last night had his 1,000th point in his Hickman County high school career. And Cam, we're so proud of this young man for what he does, not just on the floor, but he is a great, respectable young man off the floor as well, one of the best people you'll meet.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. He's a hooper, the purest form of one.
So, folks, we are about ready for our second game of the night. It will be the boys of Harpeth taking on the boys of Hickman County. We'll take a short break and be back in around 10 minutes' time. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to WNKX. We are just about 5 minutes or so away from the boys being underway here in J.E. Cisco. Cam, there's a reason they say there's no place like home. It's great to be back here in Centerville for a basketball game. Of course, we've been on the road 3 games in a row. We've been at East Hickman, at Lewis County, and at Cheatham. So it's been quite a while since we've been able to see a game on our home floor here tonight. But man, I'll always appreciate it every time we get to. And tonight, it's a battle of 2 7-loss teams. The Hickman County Bulldogs come in tonight 12-7, 2-0 in the district. Harpeth comes in 10-7, also 2-0 in the district. So Cam, one of these teams will have to take their first district loss here tonight. And if I know the Bulldogs, if I know Coach Dawson, they're going to do everything in their power to make sure it's not them taking the first district L of the season.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. I think that even though it's a back-to-back, I think this home game comes at a valuable time because this is in the midst of our 5 straight away games. So having a nice little break in between that, like these guys love basketball so much that I don't know that they care that they're playing back-to-back. They just want to play ball. But having 5 straight away games is tough. Even if it's on a Saturday, being home in your home gym does feel nice. It feels like a little bit of a, not necessarily a break, but there's a comfortability that you regain, and I think it's really good for these dogs, and it worked out at a fortunate time for that to happen.
I think also a boost of morale can be found if you're on the Bulldogs team. You look around, you see how many of your fans have shown up and shown out, even on a Saturday night game, right? Even on a game where people probably have plans on the weekend, when the schedule is a little out of whack. But people have still found the time to come out here tonight to support their team.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. I mean, it's packed. It's awesome. The energy in that girls' game, you know, when something went our way, a lot of cheering, and I think there's going to be a lot to cheer about in this guys' game. I think the guys taking the momentum from what they got last night is going to be really, really good. And I expect them to come out and take care of business. Now, Cheatham County was a smaller team than Harpeth was, but coming into tonight, I think you're kind of looking at the same matchup. I think Harpeth is going to be a little more athletic, and I think they're going to be a little bigger. So that means you have to make sure that little bit more that you're going to be boxing out and that you're going to be in the right place on help defense.
Absolutely, Cam. And we look back to the performance last night. Hickman County went to battle against Cheatham, and Hickman County had 31 points in the first half, 26 points in the second, so a little bit of a fall off there in the second half. But I think Hickman County looked very consistent, right? And what I liked yesterday, Hickman County had a tremendous first half defense. They only surrendered 17 points in the first half. Now Cheatham would eventually storm back a little bit and put up 40 points by the time the game was over. But Cam, I think there was a lot of good things to learn and to reflect on from the game yesterday. And I look at the scoring here from the Hickman County Bulldogs. We saw Elisha Puckett put up 18 in a performance that saw him pick up his 1,000th point. And after that 1,000th point that came from beyond the perimeter, a three-point shot, he had 4 more points on the game. So he's sitting at 1,004 right now, and he's going to look to add to that here tonight. We saw Will McDonald make a big 3. He ended up with 7 points on the game. Qualls had 4. And Tyler McKinnon, who last night we saw the biggest mismatch we'll probably see on the season. But even so, McKinnon finished with 8 points and 4 fouls on the game. So I'm looking forward to seeing Tyler clean it up a little bit here tonight and really utilize that size and physical advantage like we saw Delaney King do in the girls' game just a few moments ago.
Yeah, Josh. All it's going to take is for Elisha to score 996 points to get to 2,000 tonight. I think he can get there. But if he doesn't do that, I do look to Tyler McKinnon inside to be a big role. You know, Harpeth might have an extra inch than Cheatham did last night. I think a good focus would be to get the big man the ball, let him work. And as for the defense is where they're going to take care of business, right? They have to just suffocate Harpeth tonight.
Absolutely, Cam. And look at the starting five from last night. Braden Brown, Will McDonald, Dylan Qualls, Elisha Puckett, and Tyler McKinnon. I'm expecting Hickman County to stick with more of the same as far as their starting five goes. And Cam, I love seeing the minutes, especially as a starter, that Braden Brown has gotten. And he definitely showed last night why he's been getting those minutes. He had 6 points on the game. But Cam, just looking at his point total doesn't do him justice as to his full game performance. He was hustling down the court. He was playing tough defense. He was playing great offense. He was passing the ball really well. Cam, in those 6 points that he got, they were off of really shifty moves to the basket, even when he was going up against someone that was bigger than him. So I'm looking forward to seeing him do more of that tonight against a Harpeth team that will have him outsized.
Yeah, Josh. Last night when most of the starters got out of the game, Braden was in there with multiple sophomores, and that was pretty much the whole lineup at the end of the game. And Braden took the reins and took care of business. And I loved seeing that from him. That just shows growth in the player that he is and the person that he is. So I want to see him continue to be successful.
And Cam, I'll tell you what, these Bulldogs are going to have some phenomenal depth at the point guard position in the future. Of course, next year, 8th grader Jack Floyd going to be a freshman here in high school next year. I think he'll get some minutes as well, along with Braden Brown, 2 phenomenal ball handlers, guys that can really take control of a team. So, of course, I'm loving the minutes these young guys are getting and showing why the team's in good hands next year. And we are going to be underway. Tip-off here in just a few seconds as Dylan Qualls, as at the midcourt logo, he will be matching up with Caden Duke of Harpeth. And this district matchup that we've been waiting for is underway. Of course, this makeup game that was supposed to happen a few weeks ago but got snowed out. A game that has a lot of implications. Harpeth moving it around here early. Brown crashing the ball. Now back up top. McDonald there to meet him.
And Josh, Hickman County came out in that 2-3 zone. We've been seeing them a lot in. I think Coach Dawson's really liking this zone, the movement that they have in it. And when they play intensely, it's really tough.
Now up top dribbles, left side. Qualls crashes nice, forces him to the baseline, looking for help. And McDonald gets in front. But lucky for Harpeth, Turner's there to corral the loose ball. Now back up top and they'll reset. It's Johnston. Out of the corner. Dribbles in over McKinnon. Reverse layup falls in. Nice shot by Caden Duke as Harpeth strikes first 2-0. Brown up the floor, gives McKinnon. Gathers and stops. Dribbles up, hands off the Qualls. Qualls matched up with Duke. Gives off to Brown as he's falling down. Brown, the left elbow, gives out to McDonald. Puckett backing his man down. Looking. Qualls, Brown, McDonald. Pump fake, dribbles in, drives. Off the glass, no good, but McDonald draws the foul with a chance to get a couple from the free throw line.
And that was a great job right there by Hickman County to make Harpeth play defense. A lot of extra passes, a lot of ball movement. Elisha Puckett had a size mismatch down low. He tried to take advantage of that. A double came and swarmed, passed it around, got it around the perimeter for a good pump fake and drive by Will McDonald.
So McDonald can't get number one. Looked like he flicked it short arm maybe a little bit on that free throw. Number 2 on the way as Hickman County looks for their first points, and they'll get it as McDonald goes 1 for 2. And Harpeth back on the offensive. Down the right side of the floor. Driving, bounce pass to Turner, kicks it out to the corner. Looking for help, goes left wing, corralled by Johnston. Johnston drives the paint over McKinnon and gets it to fall. Puckett up the left side of the floor. Hickman wasting no time. Hands McDonald in the corner. And gives back up top to Qualls. McKinnon at the right wing. Met by Summers. Gives to Qualls. Qualls. McDonald from 3. Buries it.
And that shot's looking good so far from Will McDonald. I want to see him continue with this offensive aggression. Got to have that hand off of him, though, right there. Got called for a foul.
Tries to drive him to the sideline. Called for the foul. McDonald's first. It'll be Johnston to inbound. That's Jordan Johnston with 2 Johnsons on the floor. And he inbounds it to Caden Johnston. Finds Turner. McDonald slaps it right to Qualls. Great defensive play by McDonald, who has been on fire defensively the last few games. Brown tries to make a move, and McKinnon picks up the scraps and gets the 2. So great wherewithal there by Tyler McKinnon to see his man in trouble, to pick up the loose ball and to go up and over.
Just a big man being big, Josh.
Hickman County finds themselves back in the lead 6-4 after the McKinnon bucket. Turner finds his man, Duke, to the glass and gets the tough 2. Back to square one, 6-all. Brown, right side of the floor, met by Turner. Spin move, drives, gives to McDonald. McDonald takes it himself, left hand off the glass, gets it to fall. So Cam, so far I know it's early, but this has been the Will McDonald show so far.
Yeah, and honestly, I like it. I love watching it.
Bounce past Caden Johnson, dribbles in, gives back to Turner. Deep 3, no good, and McKinnon just too big, corrals the board. Qualls, left side of the floor in a hurry, those long strides. Gives McKinnon at the free throw line. Dribbles in, gives out to Brown. Qualls pulls up right elbow, splashes the mid-range 2.
And Josh, I think that's where Dylan Qualls should live. That is an unguardable shot.
And Duke met quickly in the paint by McKinnon, dishes back out up top. Johnston drives, has it tipped, and it's loose on the ground. Turner there, luckily for the Indians, picks it up and goes wing to wing to find his man Johnston. Gives back up top to Turner. Now the corner, it's Duke. Back to the wing, it's Jordan Johnston. Tough pass, knocked away by Puckett. The reflexes of a cornerback. Elisha drives in, gives. McDonald pulls up from 3. No good off the back half of the rim. And Harpeth gets the rebound.
And I like that shot there by Will. He's been feeling it. Let him keep feeling it.
Dishes, that's Caden Johnson in the right wing. Pulls up, no good. Qualls, easy rebound. It falls right into his lap. Now Brown, right side of the floor in a hurry. Nice pass, McDonald off the glass. We'll get a couple more. And the whistle blows and a timeout is called. And Will McDonald is feeling it here in J.E. Cisco. Cam McDonald, 8 points. And we're barely, not even 5 minutes into this game.
Yeah, Josh, and I think a big part of that is Elisha Puckett requires so much attention. I think the best player from a creating my own shot standpoint outside of Elisha is Will McDonald. And so we're seeing here, I think Will step up as a second option. That's something that I wanted to see from him a lot. That's something I wanted to see from anybody on this Dogs team, is a really solid second option that says when they're double teaming Elisha every second they have, when they're constantly giving Elisha a ton of attention, well, let me just play my game.
So the timeout is over. Your score, Hickman 12, Harpeth 6, 3:32 to go in this first quarter. And Qualls getting wiped down like a boxer there, Cam. As we are now underway after the timeout, Merritt in the game, finds Jordan Johnson, loses the handle of it. Brown corrals it, and the officials will say it goes out on Harpeth. So a nice heads-up play by Brown to box out to ensure Harpeth couldn't save it, and he gets it into Puckett. Floats it, McKinnon, left elbow. Hands, McDonald from 3. Oh, rattles in and out, no good. But Cam McDonald certainly feeling confident. Johnston drives it in and around, gives it out to Duke. Merritt, bet by McDonald, and Qualls intervenes, knocks it away, but can't corral it to confirm the turnover as it goes out of bounds on Qualls. Harpeth maintains possession, but Hickman County being disruptive here early. Tough pass to the free throw line, kicks it out. Caden Johnston dribbles in, baseline, tries to find Merritt in the corner, and it looks like a Hickman County cheerleader was in the line of fire there, Cam. Hopefully she's all right as she's laughing it off down there.
Hey, it's a part of the game, Josh. You got to be in the game. You got to be hands ready. You never know what's going to happen down there.
And Harpeth inbounds it to Merritt left wing. Finds his man Duke, free throw line, tries to dribble in, nothing there. Gives it Merritt from the right elbow, short. But it's picked up by Caden Johnson, who also tries, and Qualls denied. Those long, lanky arms of Dylan Qualls, so hard to get over. And Hickman County back on offense. Finds McDonald, hesitates, and gives over to Qualls. Puckett, pump fake, dribbles in left-handed, step back, mid-range, automatic.
I mean, Josh, if you had wrote a script for the Hickman County basketball team, Elisha Puckett mid-range fader is going to be in that.
And McDonald tried to stop his momentum. I don't think McDonald liked that call very much, but too much contact there, and that draws the foul. I know it's early, Cam, but that will be Will's second foul of the game. And he will be subbed out for Charlie Blystad, Chuck Nasty as we call him on the broadcast. Harpeth, some quick passes, now Duke in the corner. Bounce pass, Merritt dribbles in, gives back out Duke from the wing, fakes out Blystad, looking for help, gives it. Jordan Johnston dribbles in, pump fakes, no good. Doesn't even graze the bucket, and Elisha gets the rebound. Blystad to Brown in the corner, off the hand of Brown. Cam, I think Blystad might have rushed the pass there a little bit.
Yeah, Josh, just take your time, make a good, crisp pass. That's usually going to end up being quicker than you would have been anyway.
Harpeth inbounding. Hickman County definitely not making it easy as they stay in this press look. Tough pass finds Duke near that sideline by the scorer's table. Duke back up top to Caden Johnston. Rendrick and Pete Johnson in the game for Harpeth. In the corner, met by Puckett, dribbles, finds him at the right elbow, and Blystad tries to knock it loose, too much contact, and they'll get number 44 on the foul, his first of the game. Just over a minute to go in this first quarter, 14-6, Bulldogs lead. Merritt ducks out of the way of a flying Dylan Qualls, and he walks.
Josh, something about this Hickman County 2-3 zone is it gets really extended from the baseline. A lot of times teams use the baseline to as an easy entry pass for an easy bucket. Now tonight, Hickman County has done a great job of communicating better than they have the rest of the year. And that is causing them to not have open shots on that baseline.
Puckett gives Brown open look in the corner, makes them pay for it. Didn't see a three from Braden Brown last night, but his first bucket of tonight's game is one from beyond the perimeter. And a pass sails wildly and it'll go out of bounds, corralled by Roger Puckett in the front row over there.
Big Raj with a big stop.
So Elisha will inbound. His uncle Raj behind him. Inbounds to Kylan Seal, who's in the game. Puckett takes it. Oh, it's denied as he tries to go to the basket. Elisha looking for a call, nothing there. Caden Johnson at the right wing on Blystad, dribbles in hard, corner. And Brown almost gets the takeaway, but can't. Looking for help. Caden Johnson in the corner, drives, loses handle of it, puts it up wildly, and gets the shot to fall.
Josh, that's twice now that young man has just thrown up some circus shot, and it's gone in.
And Brown loses the handle of it. Had a bit of a lane there, points to himself saying, that's on me. So some accountability there by Braden Brown. A rare miscue there by the young sophomore. 5 seconds to go. And Brown knocks it loose. Gets his retribution. Step through, mid-range, splash! As the quarter expires, Braden Brown righting the wrong he made not even 10 seconds ago by extending the lead. Hickman County 19, Harpeth 8. We'll be right back with second quarter action.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable squares.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And welcome back to WNKX. I'm Josh Copley alongside Cameron Peters. We are streaming live on YouTube here tonight, trying to grow the channel. So we encourage you to tell your friends about WNKX so that they may subscribe, so we can make things even better here as we give you presentations of Hickman County sports. Now Qualls drives, gives Blystead, now over to Brown. Brown dribbles in, has to kick it back out to Qualls, three, no good, but Seal picks it up. Tries to go up and over two Indian defenders, and he'll be fouled and go to the line. And Cam, one of the last times we saw Kylan Seal at the free throw line, it's when he sealed the deal at Lewis County.
Josh, I got a feeling you were waiting to use that.
I was kicking myself for not saying it last Tuesday. But honestly, even if I did say it, no one would have heard it. It would have fallen on deaf ears given the quality of the stream on Tuesday. We still apologize for that. But one of the benefits of being back home is that we have that night's HCHS internet connection. So Seal gets a bucket on the free throw attempts. Driving is Harpeth, right side of the floor. That's Rendrick, feeds over. His man Barton. Barton back to Johnson, now back up top. Dribbles in, tries to go to Seal, but Elisha there to intervene. Gets the turnover, Qualls driving on Turner. Has it knocked away, but Brown gets it, looking for help. Blystad to Qualls, Brown. That'll slow it down just a little bit. Blystad pump fakes, gives back out to Qualls. And they'll get Qualls on the carryover. Your score 21-8. Hickman County leads early in the second quarter. Harpeth up the floor. At the Rendrick. Tries to bounce pass on the back cut, gets it. Doesn't attempt a shot and feeds it back out to the corner. Turner up top, dribbles in, kicks it out to Johnston, who drives. Loses a handle on it. And they'll say it goes out of bounds off Elisha, the last man to knock it away. And a very heads-up play by Caden Johnston as he dishes it over to Eli Johnston. As Eli Johnson, he gets a two.
And that's twice now, Josh, that has happened, throwing it off the back of the defender. We have to be aware of that now.
Even though it happened to us, it's nice seeing some high IQ basketball being played. Elisha, right elbow, drives in mid-range, got it. Anytime you see Elisha go up for a shot inside the arc, Cam, you pretty much chalk it up as a Hickman County bucket.
You get a good feeling, we'll say that.
It's in the corner, three-point attempt over Kylan Seal, no good, rebounded by Elisha. Elisha up the floor. Hands off to Brown. Brown steps into it, feeds Seal. Seal has it knocked away, but recovers. Ball spin move on Turner, drives in right side, baseline, swings it out to Brown. Pulls up from three, too strong. But Blystad gets in there for the rebound, tough play, and feeds out to Qualls. Qualls drives, and a blocking foul called on Harpeth. And Cam, Qualls is so good at drawing those with his long strides, his powerful advances that he makes into the paint.
Yeah, absolutely, Josh. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what Hickman County's running on offense. I don't know what they're running on defense, but it is just pure craziness and energy, and I love it. I'm eating it up right now.
Hickman County running off of vibes and the power of friendship here tonight. As Elisha feeds out the Blystad, has it tipped away, but he is able to recover. Gives out to Brody Worley, who's now in the game for Dylan Qualls, and Tim Puckett in the game as well. So Kylan Seal and Brown subbing out, and Elisha. Tough shot there. No good, rebounded by Harpeth. Bounce pass, Turner up top. Drives in, a lot of contact. And Cam, we see Tyler McKinnon, Cam. Just a big body. I mean, what else is he supposed to do? Standing at 6'6". He is a brick wall that you try to drive into as an offensive player.
Dude, it makes me so upset every time he gets punished for just being a big human being. Oh, the kid ran into a freaking brick wall? That's not Tyler's fault.
Driving in, Worley tries to knock it loose, unable to do so. Dribbles in Merritt, looking for help and all kinds of contact. The deep three attempted by Harpeth, no good, short. Picked up by Puckett. That was Cable there with the attempted three. Puckett, some nice moves on Merritt, dribbles in. Looking for help, being swarmed, and a walk is called. And Elisha makes a beeline for the official to ask him about that call. Elisha is quite the conversationalist out there, Ken.
Well, Josh, I have finally figured out Hickman County is in the 1-3-1 that we've seen so often. I really enjoy this defense. It took me forever because Harpeth has been playing very fast-paced, and it's because they're smaller. It's the coach of Harpeth had a very good game plan going into this, but finally figured out what defense it was because they got the set up.
A three attempt again by Cable. Again, no good, and Tim Puckett secures the rebound. Tim up the floor, gives to Blystad. Elisha there, met by Merritt up top. Tim dribbles in, long two, no good off the rim. A high bounce there, and Turner picks it up for the Indians, dribbles down the floor. Gives over to Cable, looking for help. Elisha giving him fits, and Merritt secures it on the sideline, even with Brody Worley bearing down on him. 23-10 your score. Hickman leads, 3:30 to go in the first half. And Turner secures it. Worley almost forces a turnover there. Johnson drives in, finds Merritt right elbow, pulls up, shoots it. Can't get it to fall, it rolls out. Elisha on the move, left-handed pass. Worley in the corner. Blystad, wide open look. Splash!
Great job there by Charlie, stepping right into that one. Hickman County has gone without a bucket for a little while. The good thing is Harpeth has also done that, so you know the lead really hasn't changed much, but great to see a shot go in.
I know Blystad, known for his shooting ability. I mean, you saw the confidence on his teammate Elisha Puckett. When that ball left his hand, Elisha threw up the three symbol. He knew what was happening. And Blystad forces the turnover, and he draws the foul from Turner. So Cam, Blystad, two great possessions back-to-back, one on offense, one on defense for this senior.
And Josh, I don't want to jinx us, but my goodness, I have not seen the Hickman County defense this intense yet this year. They are flying around. I love it.
So Blystad, left side of the floor, gives to Worley, now to McKinnon. Tim pulls up, quick release three, no good, but Elisha secures his brother's missed shot. Elisha step back, pump fake, pumps again. Tries to find McKinnon, but he has it ripped away by Summers. Summers now feeds over to Duke, all on the baseline, and a blocking foul is called on Blystad.
Solid idea there by Charlie. He has to understand, if I am late, I cannot attempt to take a charge, or I will be called every single time. If your body hits the floor, that's what's going to happen.
McDonald checking back into the game for Blystad. McDonald, who got off probably the hottest start we've seen him have this season. Corner three, no good, high bounce. McKinnon tips it up and Puckett. Tim, that is. A very aggressive play to knock it loose so Elisha can take over. Elisha spin move, driving in. Kicks it out, McDonald. Swings to Tim, Puckett in the corner. And Will gives to Worley. McKinnon trying to get leverage on his man in the paint. McDonald in the corner, dribbles into the baseline. Tries to find Worley, pass a little bit too low towards the sideline and the baseline in that corner area. It goes out of bounds, turnover by the Dogs.
Josh, I'm going to say it, and I hope it's one of those magical things where they just happen to hear me. throw the ball to Tyler McKinnon.
So in the corner is Harpeth. Trying to work on Elisha. McKinnon there to help. Bounce pass in the paint. Worley tries to save it off of Duke's leg, but can't. Harpeth again with a putback, and this time it falls in. So, Cam, I like the idea there by Worley to try to knock out of bounds, but there's an unfortunate bounce there for the Bulldogs. Puckett working his man across the logo. Gives to McDonald. Elisha dribbles in left-handed on the baseline looking for help. Kicks off the hands of Worley, but right to the hands of McDonald. Puckett step back, splash. Elisha, his first three of the game.
Josh, that's a big shot there from Elisha. He hadn't got a lot of points on the board. This is a little uncharacteristic, but it's for good reason. The defense that Harpeth is playing on him, I'll talk about it a little later on in the broadcast, but it is a very intense defense when he puts the ball on the floor.
And that shot makes it 29-12. Hickman leads under 30 seconds in the first half. McKinnon there, casting a shadow over Johnson of Harpeth. Duke drives in, loses a handle on it, and McKinnon secures it. Less than 20 seconds. Hickman drives. Elisha to Tim. Tim one-on-one off the glass, gets it to go.
And a great job by Tim Puckett to hang in the air right there. He read his defender. His defender was timid coming at him because Will McDonald was open in the corner. Great job there by him.
And it goes out of bounds off the hands of Eli Johnson. So Hickman County has 2.8 seconds to get some points here at the end of the half. Elisha inbound, looking for help, finds McKinnon. Back to Puckett, pulls up! Off the glass, no good. Would have been a thrilling conclusion. But all in all, still a tremendous first half for the Hickman County Bulldogs. And at the end of the first half, Hickman 31, Harpeth 12. And when we come back from this break, we'll have a word with Coach Gordon and his hand-selected players of the game. Don't go anywhere.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
and you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cut in the shareable squares.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Welcome back to WNKX, our halftime presentation here. We are joined, as we normally are, by Coach Gavin Gordon, the head coach of the Hickman County Lady Dogs, as well as by his two hand-selected players of the game, the freshmen Tinley Davis and Carly Everett. Now, Coach Gordon, we're going to start off with you. We just want to ask an update on Haley Gordon. We know she was concussed last night. What does it look like for her?
Yeah, so it's a little bit early to talk, but the trainer did say that she had a mild concussion. We're under some protocol right now. Took a test today to get a baseline. We're going to take another test on Monday. I think right now we're hoping best case scenario be back ready for next Friday. So we'll just keep you updated and see how it goes.
Coach, going into this game, there was a lot of fatigue from last night. Last night was an intense game. How did you prepare to handle that today against Harpeth?
I don't think I seen any fatigue on the court. That's why we pressed the whole game when we were after them. No, we adjusted, and we knew they weren't great ball handlers, so we wanted to get active in it. And we just gritted through it. We wanted to see energy and effort, and we talked about it in the locker room after the game last night, just giving full effort. And I think we were the more aggressive team tonight. I think we were on the boards tonight, and those 50-50 balls, I think we capitalized on them.
Now, Coach, this question we had drawn up for you was before we even knew who you were selecting as your players of the game. But I want you to talk about Tinley Davis and the minutes she got tonight and how she's been performing recently.
She's stepping up in a big way. Like I said, she's poised beyond her years. She doesn't get rattled. She doesn't get nervous. She's looking to score more, which is awesome because this summer I think she held it down being a point guard. First several games of the season did a good job of it, but now she's looking to score and just adding a layer to her game. So both of these freshmen that I picked, they're growing every day, and I couldn't be more proud.
Thank you, Coach. Once again, congratulations on a big district win here tonight. And now we're moving on to the players. We'll start off with Tinley Davis. Cam, take it away.
Now, Tinley, your offensive aggressiveness stood out to me. Once you saw one go in, you were putting that thing up. I loved it. Just speak to the confidence that you had in this game and your offensive aggressiveness.
Thank you. Yeah, I really try to look to get more aggressive on the offense because I feel like I haven't been, and I feel like I've been nervous going in. But after the second half, I actually got my nervousness out and I played aggressive.
Now, stepping in for Haley. Haley's big energy person going in, super intense defensively. How did you look at stepping into that role? What were you bringing into tonight?
I wanted to bring energy out like she does. She actually talked to me before the game and told me to be aggressive and just be myself and shoot how I've been shooting, and got there and just play.
Thank you very much, Tinley. Now, moving on to Carly Everett. Now, Carly, we knew it was only a matter of time before you were up here with us. You have been setting the world on fire these last few games. So, Carly, we know you have a trademark fearlessness about you on offense and defense. So speak about your mentality going into games. We know you're not afraid to take a shot. You're not afraid to play physical on defense either.
Well, I just think about how much time and how much work I've put in. So I think about, because of how much time I put into basketball, that I shouldn't be afraid and I should just go out there and do my best.
Now, the second question we have for you, it's been no secret that you've been getting a lot of minutes here recently. So what does that say about the trust that Coach Gordon has in you as a player, even as a freshman?
Well, I'm grateful that he does trust me, and I'm grateful that he's able to put me in and I'm able to do all this stuff. But I think it's just because I've been in the gym working, and that I'm just grateful that he allows me to get into the gym so I can work.
Well, thank you very much, Carly. You ladies have a bright future ahead of you, and I'm sure Coach Gordon is excited for the future and the team still have going forward. Once again, we thank the three of you for joining us here, and folks, we will be right back here in just a few minutes with second half basketball. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back to WNKX after our brief intermission. Once again, a special thank you to Coach Gordon and Tinley Davis and Carly Everett for joining us during our halftime presentation. Your score right now between the boys of Harpeth and the boys of the Bulldogs, 31-12 in favor of Hickman County. Will McDonald, Cam, so far has been the leading scorer for the Bulldogs. Hopefully he can keep it up in the second half.
Yeah, if I'm Will, I'm just letting that thing fly. If I'm the Hickman County Bulldogs, though, there are two guys that I'm looking to feed down low, Tyler McKinnon and Elisha Puckett. Now, the defense that they've been playing on Elisha, they're sending smaller defenders, quicker defenders at his hips. That makes it really difficult for him to make his usual shots. That makes, of course, Elisha's not uncomfortable with that, but it makes it more difficult for him to succeed at the things that he loves doing.
Harpeth starts off this half with the ball. Pulls up three, well short, but Turner there to corral it. Off the glass, gets the two. So the Indians strike first in the second half. Brown dribbles in. Gives over to Will Mack. Screen by McKinnon. Little step back, bounce pass, nice pass to McKinnon. But he's having it ripped away, but he gets it off the glass, no good. Rebounded by Duke. Duke to Turner. Hands it off, gets it loose. It's on the floor, but picked up by the Indians.
And Josh, I don't know, they haven't necessarily come out flat, but Hickman County's just not the same intensity right now.
Off the glass, no good, picked up by Puckett. Elisha floats it to Qualls. Fakes the hand to McDonald, dribbles in, gives Brown. And Brown just hands up the Qualls in that left corner. Backs down, dribbles on the baseline, hands off to McKinnon. Goes off the glass and gets the two. And Cam, I'm wondering, I think they'll call that on the floor there, the foul.
He will say he was shooting.
Seems like even Elisha was prepared to inbound it there, came from the baseline, but a fortunate break there for the Bulldogs as Qualls goes to the line. And Qualls swishes the first free throw. Dylan Qualls, his unorthodox shooting style. Gets it to Splash. So Qualls goes 2 for 2. Harpeth on the offensive. They trail 33-14. Turner on Qualls. Dribbles in, looks for help, but he walks. Qualls inbounds to Brown.
Harpeth has now gotten into a man-to-man full-court press. And I think it's just to try to cause a little bit more havoc, but with the guys that we have in the ball handling and the discipline, I think we're all right.
McKinnon, Brown to Qualls. Qualls tries to go up and over, going for the poster dunk. Can't find it. No, Harpeth driving. Johnston can't get it, and McDonald picks it up. Left side of the floor. He's going to go all the way and can't get it to go. Harpeth now pass into the paint. It's Duke. Gives wide open Johnston from three. No good. Rebounded by Puckett. Down the floor in a hurry. Brown stops, goes up off the glass and gets the two.
And a beautiful up and under. Braden Brown knowing, hey, I have a bigger defender that's been jumping all day. Let me get him up in the air and go underneath. Great job there by Braden Brown being patient.
So 35-14 your score. Turner drives the right elbow, looking for help. Tough bounce pass, finds Duke. Step back, mid-range, fade away, no good. And McKinnon secures the board and flicks it over to Brown. Now the Bulldogs down the floor. Spin move by Qualls, looking, tries to go off the glass, nothing there. Well defended by Turner. And Qualls tries to force a turnover from behind. And the pass goes through the hands of Jordan Johnston. Qualls on Turner! Goes up and over, and he draws the foul. The and one by Dylan Qualls, and he has been the primary scorer for this Bulldog team early in the second half.
Great job there by Dylan Qualls. When he received the pass, he immediately was reading the defender. The defender was saying, I'm going to meet you at the rim. And Dylan slid his body to the side to get more of a layup by him. Great job there.
Qualls misses the and one free throw. And Kim, I think there was a devil on Qualls' shoulder trying to convince him to try to dunk one-on-one there again. But the Angel won the battle that time as he chooses the layup. And Hickman County on a break. Well defended. Puckett goes all the way himself, floats it up and in. Elisha with his first bucket of the second half. 39-14, all Bulldogs so far in this game. As Duke, met by Elisha up top, playing off a little bit, now closes the gap. Screen set by Johnson, drives, hands off, goes up and over McKinnon, and he gets the bucket. Does Pete Johnson. McDonald drives in on Johnston, tries the hook pass to McKinnon, not there, but Qualls there to back him up, and Qualls is called for the walk.
That was a great pass there by Will McDonald, but it's not one that Tyler McKinnon sees a lot from him, so he wasn't necessarily prepared for it. It stinks when a really good pass is made and it can't be turned into an assist, but also a little out of the ordinary, so I can see why Tyler wasn't prepared.
Well, I'm sure if you ask Will, he'd say that pass was intended for Qualls the whole way. Harpeth in the corner, dribbles in, baseline, finds Merritt, tries to go underneath, can't, but it's picked up by Cable. Cable gives back up top to Merritt. Cable bounce pass to Merritt, dribbles in to the free throw line, gives it open look from the right wing, no good. And Braden Brown picks up the rebound and throws it off the leg of a Harpeth player. So a heads up high IQ play there by the sophomore.
As usual, Braden always making the right decision.
And Brown just floats it and trusts his big man to go get it, and McKinnon does and gives it to Qualls. Qualls, nice move at the left wing. Tries to find Puckett. And they'll say it goes out on Elisha. So a nice defensive play there by Johnny Rendrick. That actually might be Kendrick. Now that I think about it, Cam. Yeah, that's my bad. I need to start relying on print, I guess. So Brown drives, loses his footing, and loses the ball. Yes, that was number 14, Johnny Kendrick, and Kendrick again with the ball, dribbles in the baseline, met by Brown, and Brown forces him out of bounds. Hickman County ball. That's why I'm not an English major, Cam. We do the best with what we are given. Oh, see, Cam, that's the problem. That's why I don't script out all the games. I wouldn't be able to read it. That's why I have to go off the dome for these broadcasts. So a timeout is called. 39-16 your score. They're in a pretty crowded J.E. Cisco tonight.
Now, Josh, if I'm Coach Dawson, one, I'm having an intense timeout right here. I'm talking intense, like we're not letting off the gas. But I'm looking at him, and I'm saying, guys, we're not good enough right now. There are so many places we can be better at. Keep the foot on the gas. But there's so many little things that if we weren't already up by 23, it would be biting us right now.
Qualls right side of the floor. Gives the corner. Puckett, quick catch release, 3 buckets. Merritt gives over. That's Johnson.
Now Hickman County has switched back into the 2-3 zone. from running that 1-3-1. So a different look coming out of that timeout.
Kendricks tries to drive, picks up the loose ball. Merritt dribbles in, kicks it out. Merritt to drive in, met by McKinnon and several other Bulldogs. He just floats it over to Cable. Driving in mid-range, little float shot, no good. McKinnon tips it out, but it's picked up by Harpeth. Harpeth drives, couldn't get it, and Elisha would have had a breakaway all the way to the basket, but a foul is called on McKinnon. It's inbounded by Harpeth. Now up top, it's Johnson. Looks for a man and has it back out to Cable to his left. And Qualls gets a hand on it. It's loose. And Cable able to keep up with Qualls, and it's Merritt that picks it up. And Qualls again gets a turnover and just slings it behind his back, hoping it would find a teammate, but it doesn't. And Cam, that would have been a very pretty play if it had worked.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. That's the right decision to make. When you are going out of bounds, you don't want to try to just toss it behind you. You want to put enough on it to where it's not going to go to the guy that was immediately behind you.
Harpeth made some substitutions. Barton in the game for Harpeth. Julian is Duke, hands off to Turner. Gives left elbow shot attempted, no good, and McKinnon goes up and over, tries to out-muscle him. And he can't come up with it, and a foul is called on Harpeth. It looked like McKinnon took a bit of an exception to that foul. Blystad also back in the game for Hickman County.
Now, Josh, if I'm McKinnon, that doesn't happen if I box out. I understand he's gigantic, but you still got to box out.
Just over a minute left to play in this third quarter. Qualls gets to Blystad to try to move it down the floor. A lot of passes. McDonald dribbles in, kicks to Puckett. Puckett from three. Of course! Elisha's second three of the half. Harper from the free throw line for two, no good, and Elisha gets the rebound. And he'll be fouled. And Cam, I tell you what, Elisha has been a force not only shooting, but as far as getting rebounds. And Cam, I believe they get number 22, Caden Duke, on the technical, and it'll be a double tech, and they'll get Elisha as well.
And Josh, that stems from, so what was the 22's name? Caden Duke. Caden Duke has been a couple of times, he got chippy down there with Tyler McKinnon. At the time before that, he got a little chippy with somebody else on the floor, I believe Dylan Qualls. So he's been initiating some contact, causing a little bit of trouble. But hey, you have to move on from it. You have to let that, you got to let him play. And but Elisha was just, he was just talking with him, and probably said some things, but irregardless, double tech, got to keep playing the game.
I think I'd be more surprised if there wasn't some chippiness in a district rivalry game. And Elisha, we fouled trying to find Blystad. So 34 seconds left in this third quarter. Hickman County leads by a lot, 45-16.
And Josh, if I am Caden Duke and I am Harpeth, I get it if you're frustrated and you're upset. You have a right to be that way. You're getting beat by 30, right? but you can't let that out. You can't let that push you too far.
So Elisha will go to the free throw line following the foul because that was Harpeth's 5th team foul. And Cam, I believe that was Duke's 5th. That's what the scoreboard says. I think that's what the officials were discussing, and that will be the end of the night for number 22.
And a great timeout there just called by Coach Dawson. Look, there was too much pause in the action. There was too much madness going on for him to just allow his guys to get right back into the game. If you're Coach Dawson, you have to call a timeout. You have to just kind of like bring them back into this world, right? I get, you're up by 29. It is what it is. But you can't allow your team to get the mindset of thinking about things outside of what is in this moment in front of you.
For sure, Cam. And, of course, this timeout is a brief one for these teams. Of course, we've given both coaches a lot of credit, Coach Gordon and Coach Dawson, for their ability to take very smart timeouts. And Elisha now at the free throw line, looking to add on to this lead. Can't get it to go. So free throw number 2 on the way. And he gets it. Well, Harpeth trying to drive quickly. Kendrich looking, gives Turner right elbow, can't get it to go. And Harpeth gets the offensive board. Bounce pass to Turner. Blystad playing some tough defense. And McKinnon tips it away and gets the turnover. Now less than 10 seconds. Down to 5 in this third quarter. Elisha steps back. No good. But McKinnon couldn't secure the putback. It goes just out of his reach. And that brings us to the end of the third quarter in a game that's been all Hickman County. Your score after 3, 46-16. 1 quarter to go to decide a winner. We'll be right back.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable squares.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
and you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable squares.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago Tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
And we are back underway with fourth quarter ball as Dylan Qualls takes it first. McDonald dribbles in. Gives out to McKinnon. Elisha drives looking for help. Gives it back out near his logo. McDonald drives, touch pass to McKinnon. Tries to go off the glass, swarmed by a couple of Indian players. And Harpeth will take over. And Cam, what I've noticed, Will McDonald's gone kind of silent this second half.
And I don't think that's necessarily due to him not being aggressive enough. I think that's just due to the fact that Harpeth has kind of zeroed in on him, right? When a guy's got a hot hand, you kind of got to forget your first game plan and guard him. So they've definitely been giving him attention, him and Elisha both, a lot of attention.
Deep three by Harpeth is no good. The offensive rebound and putback is up and good. (46-18) now, Bulldogs lead. McDonald gives over to Blystad, now to Qualls. McKinnon looking to set a screen. Qualls floats to McKinnon. McKinnon looking for someone to dish to. Dribbles to the left elbow and gives out to McDonald. The dribbles in hard. Finds Blystad, open three. No good. Rebounded by Turner and Harpeth. Pushing it down the floor. It's Jordan Johnson dribbling it out. Tries to find his man. Breakaway. Puckett. Throws it up and in. Goes one-on-one. And Elisha gets another bucket. But Caden Johnson in a hurry down the floor. The corner to Turner. And he gets Puckett on the foul.
Josh, I thought he was going to get him a nasty one there, but not quite.
Yeah, I was ready to go crazy, Cam. It just wasn't quite what we were hoping for, but you know Elisha doesn't care. He just wants points. Puts it up, over, and it's good over Kylan Seal, who is checked in for McKinnon. McDonald left side of the floor. Hickman leads by 28 with just under 6 minutes to play. Seal backing down looking, gives out to Qualls, back to Seal. Seal finds Puckett, who loses a handle on it. And Puckett comes up with a loose ball, gives Blystad. Puckett pump fake, step back. Tough pass to a wide open Seal. John Stockton-esque. Elisha to Seal.
That was a great job there by Elisha to see his wide open man underneath on the opposite block.
McDonald tries to rip it away from Turner. They go to the paint, off the glass, up and in. Pete Johnson with the bucket. Falls on Turner. Owen looks for Elisha over in the corner as Puckett begins his cut. So it'll sail out of bounds. Bit of a miscue there by the Bulldogs. A miscue you don't want to see, but one you can easily forgive when you're up 28.
Yeah, Josh. You know, I think Elisha was wanting an alley-oop there, to be honest with you. He's got a small defender on him. And he was telling Dylan, you need to wait for my back cut.
As Jordan Johnston drives in, met by Qualls, has to give it back out to Caden Johnston. Bounce pass over to Eli Johnson. Underneath goes off the glass again, and again Pete Johnson secures the bucket. So Cam, this young number 21 has looked good so far in this quarter.
Yeah, he's got a really good baby hook to the right. If I'm Kylan Seal, I got beat on the same move twice. You have got to take note of that and adjust, try to beat him to that right side, figure out if he's got a left hand or not.
Puckett drives into the paint. Mid-range, no good, too short. Rebounded by Johnston. And he is moving up the floor in a hurry at the left wing, met by Charlie. And Qualls gets in the way, pushes it to McDonald. Puts it off the glass. Oh, and Elisha would have had the putback jam, but the play is dead. And that will send McDonald to the free throw line with a chance to get some points. And Cam, it will be in McDonald's first points of the half if he can get one of these free throws. And so he does. Number one falls in. And Qualls subbing out Tim Puckett in the game. And Braden Brown in the game. Elisha has taken his seat on the bench. And both free throws fall for McDonald. Make it 52-24, a second under 4 minutes to play. Cable, guarded by Worley at the left wing, looking for a pass, finds his man, guarded by Seal, dribbles in, hands off. And a foul is called, the layup no good. but that will send Lucas Barton to the free throw line.
If I'm Coach Dawson right here in these last 3 minutes and 41 seconds of this game, I'm really looking to my second group to show, like, out of my bench guys, who can I look at? Braden Brown's in right now, obviously a starter, but my bench guys, who's going to continue to step up so my lineup can get deeper.
And Brown forced a nice turnover there. Seal in the paint, met by 3 Harpeth players, gives out to Blystead, who pulls up. No good, kicks off the back of the rim, and Worley gets the rebound. Looking for help, Seal in the paint. And a jump ball is forced by Merritt.
Now, Kylan has done a great job all night of posting up with good position. The one thing he has lacked is he's not feeling the defender on him. He's kind of just going to the moves he knows. I really want him to kind of feel out where the defense is, how they're playing them, because every time he's put the ball on the floor, they've doubled him. So now I got to be like, hey, they're doubling me. Let me just keep the ball high and go up and see what I can do.
Harpeth moving the ball around. Spin move by Merritt, puts that mid-range, doesn't go. The move looked good, the shot unable to fall, and it goes out of bounds. Harpeth takes over possession.
If I'm Coach Dawson, I am really emphasizing, hey guys, I need a clean last 3 minutes of this game. I want you to show me that you know how to run my offense to a T.
It's inbounded by Harpeth in the paint. Impressive shot by Eli Johnson over 2 Hickman defenders. 52-26. Bulldogs still firmly in the lead. Brown, left side of the floor, dribbles in. Feeds over to Worley. Worley drives in. Nice ball to Seal, and Seal gets the and one. Cam, I'm not sure if that was an attempted shot by Worley or if that was a pass through and through.
Call it a pass.
I just really wanted to give Worley that assist right there. And Seal, a high bounce off the rim, goes up to the top of the backboard, and it falls in. So Seal completes the three-point play as he subs out. We see Dane Gilbert, Atticus Lane, Braden Folks, Taylor Hutchison, and Tim Puckett on the floor. So Cam, as you mentioned, the young guys getting some play time here in a district game. It means a lot to these young guys. Tries to drive in, goes up and over Dane Gilbert, and the shot is good by Spencer Barton. Hutchison dribbles in and gives out to Tim. Tim pulls up from 3, no good. And an aggressive rebound there by Harpeth, draws the foul. And they'll get Dane Gilbert. Just under 2 minutes to play. Up the floor, gives out. Merritt, tough pass, up and an easy layup from Johnson. 25-point game. Tim Puckett secures it. And he's called for the walk, to the chagrin of the fans of Hickman County. Harpeth inbounds. Just over 90 seconds to play, and a three-point falls in for Cable. Atticus Lane at the right wing. Gives to Tim. Gilbert, open look. Splash down! Dane Gilbert! I love watching him shoot, Cam. I'm fired up.
Here is eating it up.
And Folks almost had a forced turnover there, but they'll get him on the foul. Man, Cam, the young players of the girls and the guys, when they get minutes on the floor, they make them count.
They make it fun. They really do. It's fun to watch them play. You can't say that they don't go all out, you know. I absolutely love just the intensity that they bring every time they get a chance to be on the floor, and you got to appreciate that as a fan.
The second free throw falls in. Tim inbounds to Hutchison. Back to Tim. Tim dribbles fast down the floor. Jump stop. Corner. Folks. No good. In and out. Gilbert gets the rebound and he's fouled. Cam, Dane Gilbert. Not the biggest man on the floor by any means, but still able to come up with those rebounds. And Cam, that's what we've seen by a lot of these Hickman County players. We saw it with Braden Brown. Smaller guy. Gets some tough boards. Gilbert can't capitalize on the first free throw. It's no good.
It's the willingness to hustle, Josh. You know, that's something that not every team has, is a willingness to just dive on the floor and go all out. And I think we have that here with these guys.
And Gilbert 4 points now as he makes the second free throw. A three-point attempt by Cable, off the mark, no good. Rebounded by Gilbert. Cam, with how Dane has been playing, you forget he's an all-state golfer as well. And he's just a sophomore.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm about to say. That was going to be my thing, is a sophomore and amazing at golf. So
Hutchison gives the Folks now to Gilbert. Gives to Dane. Out of the corner, it's Atticus Lane. 20 seconds to play in this game. Floats it to Tim. And I think they'll be content just running this clock out. 10 seconds. And Tim now starts dribbling. And the benches start to empty. And Cam, the Hickman County Bulldogs stay undefeated in district play. Harpeth loses their first one in district play. Hickman County improves to 13-7. Harpeth falls to 10-8. And Cam, this was a game Hickman controlled from the get-go.
Yeah, Josh, absolutely. Hickman County absolutely brought it tonight. The intensity in the first quarter was something we haven't really seen a ton of. I absolutely loved it, Josh. A prioritization of intensity and of defense from these young men tonight.
And came at the half. Hickman County led 31-12. This game, of course, finishes with a 59-35 final in favor of the Dogs. And that tells me they never let up off the gas. 2 scores on each half, just straight dominance from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, Josh, and they shouldn't have to let off the gas. I mean, it's a basketball game. Everybody wants to get in. Go play your heart out. If you don't leave everything out on the floor, you're going to regret it later.
And Cam, we know Will McDonald had a stellar first half, and then Elisha Puckett comes in and has a stellar second half, right? And that just shows the support these guys give one another. When one guy's shooting hot, and then when that man cools off, someone else steps up and starts shooting hot. And that is such a great dynamic that this team has.
And that's the way to play basketball. That is how you play basketball. When a teammate of yours is feeling it, give him the ball, let him go play his game, let him have his moment. I absolutely adored watching Will McDonald have those moments in the first quarter, first half. Like, Will, you're on one, let me feed you that ball. Elisha, we know what kind of scorer he can be, right? I mean, he can take over games. But he did such a good job of being so balanced tonight offensively. I thought he had a great mix of scoring and passing mixed in. And, Josh, if we had kept up with rebounds, I have no doubt in my mind he had double digits by the end of the first half. That was something that really stuck out to me tonight, was Hickman County rebounded. They did not allow second chance opportunities. Tyler McKinnon did a great job getting up, getting over, and taking care of it. And Elisha Puckett, great job being on the weak side rebounding. He was so awesome sitting there, grabbing the board and pushing it down the floor. That was a big thing, was he wasn't waiting on anybody. We're getting the ball down the floor so we can score a bucket.
And Cam, you talked about the consistency. And Elisha Puckett, the king of consistency, last night against Cheatham has 18 points. Tonight also has 18 points. Now, of course, it's not the usual 30-point performances we're used to seeing from Elisha, especially earlier on in the year. But Cam, when you're doing so many things as well as he does, you have to look at more than just the box score of how many points someone has. And we mention this all the time. We preach to this so often, and that is what kind of production you bring goes beyond the points, how many solid passes you're making. And Cam, that goes back to earlier. One of my plays of the game was that Elisha Puckett pass from the far corner into the paint and an easy two for Kylan Seal. I mean, that was just phenomenal ball movement, and we don't keep up with assists, Cam. We don't keep up with rebounds. And there are so many things that this team does right that maybe flies under the radar to people that just watch with their eyes, that just see what happens surface level.
Yeah, Josh, I mean, he does all the little things that need to be done to put people in the right place to succeed. And honestly, Elisha, I see him as he assesses, what does the team need? Does the team need me to go get a bucket? Does the team need me to be a facilitator? Does the team need me to be a defensive anchor? Multiple times tonight, he was amazing. I mean, the little things is what, is a big thing I talk about. The little things that he did on the backside, defense, or on the rebounding, but defensively, he did little things tonight. He was in little positions here or there that if you aren't really watching the game, you don't pick those things up. But he didn't allow so many things to happen tonight that could have. So I thought that was the most impressive part to me, was defensively and rebounding.
So Cam, we know a great performance tonight from a lot of these dogs. But I just love, something that warms my heart, that I'm sure a lot of these fans love to see, that the players love to see, is whenever the younger guys come out and get some much-needed minutes. And I love how Dane Gilbert came out and played in the few minutes that he had here tonight. Now, Cam, we've seen Dane ever since back when he was playing in middle school. His strength has always been shooting. And he showed exactly why here tonight. Not only is he not afraid to take shots, but when he does, more often than not, they go in. And, of course, not only shooting, it seems like he's adapting his game a little bit. We saw him underneath. Even though he's only 5'9", he got some boards. He went for a putback, didn't get the putback, but he got fouled. And that not only shows skill, but it shows hustle, determination, and commitment to the team.
In that same way, I don't think you can just talk about Dane. The young guys got in quite a bit last night. Taylor Hutchison also stands out to me. Did he get a bucket? No, he didn't. But he did a great job of taking care of the basketball, bringing the ball down the floor. Tim Puckett right there in those last few minutes was the main ball handler and facilitator. He did a masterful job of being like, guys, listen to me, I'll guide you through this. He took control when they got panicked. Great job by all those young guys that got in there at the end.
And like you said, Cam, not only do we see that tonight, we saw it last night, and I'm sure Coach Dawson grins ear to ear when he sees how these guys are playing, because he knows his teams will be good in the future. But speaking of the future, Hickman can celebrate this win tonight, and they do have a couple of days of rest, but on Tuesday, a big test awaits them as they are on the road to Camden. Of course, Camden, 15-5 this year. They're 2-1 in their district. They will be a tough opponent for these Bulldogs. But, Cam, something I should note about this Camden team, last night they lost against Waverly. The final score was 44-46. So, Cam, of course, you have a Camden team coming in looking to avenge themselves, but a Hickman County team coming in to keep riding their hot streak. So what do you think Hickman needs to do to be best prepared for a Camden team that's been playing as well as they have even since they're coming off of a loss yesterday?
Well, Josh, Camden is a really tough place to play. One, it gets rowdy. Camden, in my time, was one of the toughest, if not the toughest environments I played in. And, when I was there, they had multiple they had one or two Division I commits, and they had a couple of JUCO guys. So they had some real talent on the roster. And I'm not saying these guys don't. I don't know a ton about them, but Camden is going to be a well-coached, well-versed team. They are not going to go make silly plays. They're not going to be dumb with the decisions they make. They are always consistent and good at what they do, their type of game. Now, that being such a difficult place to travel to, you have to kind of just take that as what it is, right? You're going to travel. You're going to go. You have to mentally and physically take care of yourself. When we're at this part in the season, there's been 3 away games in a row, and now you're about to hit another 2, and that includes your longest away game. I'm checking the schedule here. So you got Camden, which is a really long ways away, and then you have Harpeth. You see these guys again soon. So taking care of your body. Away games take a lot out of you. Late games take a lot out of you. Doubleheaders take a lot out of you. You have to take care of yourself.
Absolutely, Cam, but we know these guys are built for it. We've heard Coach Dawson speak a lot in games past, in interviews past, of the depth of his roster. He knows these guys will play at 100%. They will never give anything less than that, no matter how many games they play. They could play 7 games in a row, Sunday to Saturday, and they will give their maximum effort every single time. Now, will they be playing their best towards the end of that stretch? Probably not, because fatigue does set in. That's a real thing that happens. But I think it's something that as an athlete, you have to get used to, you have to adjust to if you want to take it to that next level. Because whenever you get to tournament time, you're playing a lot of games back-to-back, and you're playing a lot of really good opponents as well. So I think playing a team like Camden that's 15-5, no, they're not in your district, but I think they prepare you for games to come, which is why Coach Dawson put so much value on the Thanksgiving and Christmas tournaments. They saw a lot of good talent there, and I think when you look at a team like Camden, you're almost less intimidated because you face teams that are good as well already in the season.
Yeah, I think that you hit the nail on the head, Josh. The preparation does not only come from the game that you are just the practices that you just had, but the games before, right? The best way to get good at basketball is to play basketball. That's as simple as it gets. So, and these guys have a lot of experience. You can rely on that experience. So the combination of trusting yourself, learning, relying on the experience, and then on top of that, taking care of yourself. I cannot preach that enough. There were a few times tonight that on the girls and guys team, and I'm not saying that they're not taking care of themselves, but, you know, I was in high school once, and I thought I was okay, and I wasn't, right? And so just be real with yourself, drink water, get rest, don't stay up and playing Fortnite like I would.
Or like I do right now, right? Because as a broadcaster, I'm not an athlete. I'm not going back and forth on a court. I just have to talk for 3 hours. But yes, for the players, taking care of yourself is so important, Cam. And I want to think about the girls' game as well, because the Camden girls, it's almost a flip of the script from the guys' team. The Camden girls will enter into Tuesday's game 8-10. And Cam, you can look at that record, you can scoff at it because they're under 500, but that doesn't take away the environment you're playing in. We just interviewed Tinley Davis and Carly Everett earlier here tonight, and they're freshmen, right? We had to see how these freshmen handled the atmosphere at East, right? That big rivalry game, but how will they handle not only taking that drive all the way to Camden, but once you're there, how do you deal with it once you're there? So what do you think the mentality should be of these freshmen preparing for that girls' game on Tuesday?
I don't think it's any whatever you did tonight, you do, because it worked, right? You know, I am incredibly superstitious, and so if it worked, then it's working. And stay with what you did. Trust your preparation, trust your mental preparedness, but, you know, above that, be more confident than you were, right? I think they were incredibly confident, but let that feed your confidence. Let it grow, right? Just continue to get better.
Absolutely, Cam. And folks, we're going to take one last commercial break here tonight, and we hope to be joined by Coach Dawson and get a word from him before we shut off our stream for the night. Don't go anywhere.
Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Tavern style pizza is our thing.
Why couldn't you be happy with deep dish like all the tourists? That's good.
And you just had to make it so crispy and delicious.
It's perfection.
They put the toppings all the way to the edge.
It's cutting the shareable square.
That's delicious.
What's your deal, Pizza Hut?
Your secret's out, Chicago. Try any of our large Chicago tavern-style recipes for just $12 each.
Hey, Pizza Hut, you owe Chicago an apology.
Sorry, Chicago. No one out pizza's the Hut.
Apology accepted.
Smart appliances, heating and cooling, solar, electric vehicles, mobile apps. Energy impacts your life in many ways.
It's our job to power the technology that brings comfort and value to your busy life.
Your life,
your way.
So you're in the driver's seat.
Let us help. Contact the energy pros at Meriwether Lewis Electric.
And welcome back to WNKX, ladies and gentlemen. We apologize for the break in the action. We are joined at this time by the head coach of the Bulldogs, Coach Chris Dawson. Coach, congratulations on a big victory here tonight against a district opponent. And the Bulldogs have been red hot as of late. And Coach, last night, an hour drive to Cheatham there and back. Of course, not a lot of time to rest and reprieve before playing here tonight. How did you approach playing back-to-back, especially after the road trip last night?
Well, a couple of things. First, the breaking action's all my fault. Sometimes I get to talking in the locker room. I had some guys visiting, old players, and we could just shooting a breeze back in the locker room, and I forgot about the interview, so apologize to Josh and Cam right here. And you guys must have driven awful fast if you got to Cheatham in an hour, because it took me like an hour 20. But, we just approached it like any other game. We were fortunate enough to get out to a pretty good lead last night. We really didn't have to ask anybody to play huge minutes. And they were in a tight game last night, so we knew that probably played to our advantage. But we're playing a lot of guys, and you're talking about 16, 17-year-old kids. They can probably go all day.
100%, Coach. Now, tonight's game, just utter dominance, really, on both sides of the ball. There's an intensity tonight that stood out to me.
that was probably the most complete game from an intensity standpoint y'all have played. Is just speak to that and the mindset going into it.
Yeah, it's really the three things that we've been harping on for the past week and a half, and it's starting to really happen. We're getting out and running in transition and getting easy baskets. We're starting to want to get down and guard people. We're getting in a stance. We're being pesty. We're being active, and we're sharing the ball offensively. And that's opening up things for everybody. I think last night we had what do we have, 8 or 9 guys score, or 10 score last night, I think, and tonight was the same thing. So if the ball moves, we become really hard to guard because we got a lot of guys that can hurt you. And we just felt like we were a little stagnant and really leaning on Elisha too much. And if we move it, we feel like it's going to come back to him with an opportunity for him to really score without having to expend so much energy. And that's kind of how it's worked out. We're kind of becoming a team right now. Our motto is we're going to run and have fun. And you can see guys are smiling out on the court. After the Wayne County game, I kind of took a step back and said, we got to start making this fun and just going hard, and things are going to work out for us. And this week they did. We got to go to Camden Tuesday, which is a big game, and we're excited for the challenge.
Well, Coach, you almost stole my next question. I was noticing the chemistry is finally really starting to gel. It's looking like they're getting where they need to go. Just speak to that and how you can grow that in your position as well as just the whole team.
Yeah, like I say, we just ask them to come in and work hard every day, and we're going to try and do everything to promote a lot of positivity. We want everything positive. We don't want any negativity. If a guy's struggling, we want a lot of positive talk. If a guy's playing well, we want to give him a lot of, hey, keep going. So we really, last weekend we talked about confidence. And it's so important in athletics, and I think we think about all the physical stuff, and the mental stuff is every bit, if not more important. So we want to play confident in ourselves, and we want to try to make every one of our teammates more confident. And it's worked this week, so we're going to keep trying to do it.
Well, thank you for joining us, Coach Dawson. Now we have the players selected to join us for this interview, a man who made this what would have been a 20-point victory, made it into a 24-point victory. Dane Gilbert. Dane, of course, a sophomore here, all-state golfer as well. So, Dane, how do you balance being such a great golfer as well as putting in time on the floor to make sure you're giving both the best you can?
And, well, you got to balance both of them. Definitely in the winter, basketball takes over more of golf, but I try to balance them both in the summer, especially when we got summer basketball and I have golf. I just try to do both.
Now, Dane, you stepped in. You had a big three tonight. You got a big rebound. And Josh and I catch, the second half of a lot of JV games. We see you handling the ball, making plays. Just speak to your growth and Coach Dawson's hand in that development. As my role in our JV team, I'm trying to handle the ball more. I didn't really get a lot of reps last year, definitely in practice, but this year I'm trying to just take more mental reps and then develop those in the JV game. And I feel like Coach Dawson provides a good atmosphere in practice for that. He explains every drill, every set we play, and he even provides the JV with some description on what to do in these situations. And I feel like our JV team's gotten better over the year, much better. Everybody's looking to score. We're finally learning, developing plays, and I think we're just getting better over the year.
Well, Dane, one last question for you. Of course, I remember watching you play basketball back when you were in middle school, and your strength has always been three-point shooting. You've been a phenomenal shooter. Is that something you prioritize in your practice? Is that the role you kind of feel like you've played in the past? Speak to that a little bit.
It's definitely the role I've played in the past just because of my size, but I'm also trying to develop a mid-range little pump fake. I just don't want to be just a three-point shooter, but it's definitely my prioritized role.
Well, Dane, we thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Even though it was a little off the cuff last minute, you did great in this interview here tonight. And folks, we thank you for tuning in to WNKX, your presentation of Hickman County Sports, from our broadcast colleague Cameron Peters.